नमस्कार। म यशोदा भुसाल ज्ञानोदय माध्यमिक विद्यालय पुरानो कालीमाटी बाफलबाट आज हामी नेपाल सरकार शिक्षा तथा मानव स्रोत विकास केन्द्रले निर्दिष्ट गरेको प्रारम्भिक बाल विकास र शिक्षाको पाठ्यक्रम 2077 बमोजिम प्रारम्भिक बाल विकास केन्द्रमा दैनिक क्रियाकलापमा आधारित दैनिक कार्यतालिका अनुसार कसरी कक्षा सञ्चालन हुन्छ भन्ने बारेमा छोटो नमुना प्रदर्शन गर्न गइरहेका छौं, जसको संयोजक हुनुहुन्छ हिमालय माध्यमिक विद्यालयबाट मीरा श्रेष्ठज्यू र हजुरहरूलाई बुझ्न सजिलो होस् भन्ने हेतुले विभिन्न क्रियाकलापहरू सुरु हुनुभन्दा अगाडि के हुँदैछ भन्ने बारेमा म हजुरहरूलाई छोटकरी रूपमा जानकारी गराइरहन्छु। प्रारम्भिक बाल विकास केन्द्रमा प्रत्येक दिन 4 घण्टा 30 मिनट दैनिक कार्यतालिकामा आधारित सर्वाङ्गीण विकासका क्रियाकलापहरूमा रहेर कक्षा सञ्चालन हुने गर्दछ। आज भने हामी 4.5 घण्टाको समयलाई 1 घण्टाभित्र नै प्रारम्भिक बाल विकास केन्द्रमा दैनिक कार्यतालिका अनुसार गरिने सम्पूर्ण क्रियाकलापहरूलाई यहाँ प्रस्तुत गर्दैछौँ र यस नमुना प्रदर्शनमा बालबालिकाको भूमिकामा पनि बाल शिक्षकज्यूहरू नै हुनुहुन्छ, किनभने बालबालिकाहरूलाई यहाँ लिएर आउँदा गाह्रो हुने भएको हुनाले उहाँहरू चाहिँ धेरै समय राख्न गाह्रो हुने भएको हुनाले उहाँहरूलाई चाहिँ हामी ल्याउन असमर्थ भयौँ र यसरी बाल शिक्षकज्यूहरू नै बालबालिकाको भूमिकामा रहेर आजको नमुना प्रदर्शन गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने नमुना प्रदर्शनका लागि बाल विकास शिक्षकहरू निम्न अनुसार हुनुहुन्छ। मीरा श्रेष्ठज्यू, श्री हिमालय माध्यमिक विद्यालय।
नमस्कार।
कुसुम भट्टराई, महेन्द्र सरस्वती सेवा आधारभूत विद्यालय टेको।
नमस्ते।
मन्दिरा श्रेष्ठ, नील बाराई माध्यमिक विद्यालय कालीमाटी।
नमस्कार।
गंगा देउला, नेपाल राष्ट्रिय आधारभूत विद्यालय पुरानो ढल्कु।
नमस्कार।
रीता श्रेष्ठ, कन्या मन्दिर मावि नेउखाबाट।
नमस्कार।
अब हामी प्रारम्भिक बाल विकास कक्षाको सुरुवात कसरी हुन्छ भनेर 10 मिनट समयमा साथीहरूले प्रदर्शन गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ। ल हेरौँ है त।
नमस्कार। जुत्ता उता खोल्नुहोस्। नमस्कार। हजुरको जुत्ता यता खोल्नुहोस् ल। नमस्कार। जुत्ता यता खोल्नुहोस्। नमस्कार। नमस्कार, जुत्ता यता खोल्नुहोस्।
आज कस्तो भएर आउनु भएको थियो हेर्नुस् त। कति
नमस्ते।
सफा भएर आउनु भएको है, हात हेर्नुस् त। देखौ, ओहो
हजुर
सफा हुँदैछ ल। हजुर बस्नुस् त आफ्नो ठाउँमा।
हाम्रो बालबालिकाहरूले
आफ्नो
नामको कार्ड पल्टाउनै हुनुहुन्छ र उहाँहरूले आफ्नो झोलालाई ठाउँमा राखेर अनि ऐनामा आफ्नो सरसफाइ बारे हाम्रो शिक्षकले भन्दै हुनुहुन्छ।
नमस्कार।
यसरी प्रत्येक बाल विकास केन्द्रमा बालबालिकाहरूलाई हाजिरीमा नाम कार्डको प्रयोग गर्ने गर्दछौँ। जुन कार्डहरू चाहिँ बालबालिका केन्द्रमा प्रवेश गर्ने बित्तिकै चिन्ह हेरेर आफ्नो नेम कार्ड पल्टाउने गर्नु।
हजुरको नेम कार्ड पल्टाउनुस्। हो यो के हो, के को चित्र हो यो? बस, गाडी। शाबास।
हेर्नुस् त आज कस्तो भएर आउनु भएको छ। ओहो कति सफा भएर आउनु।
यो के हो?
बस्नुस् त।
ओ गुड।
हजुरहरू आफ्नो ठाउँमा बस्नुस् है त।
के हो? गुड।
नाम कार्डको प्रयोग गर्नाले हाजिरी रेकर्ड राख्नको लागि बाल विकास केन्द्रमा अत्यन्तै सहज हुने गर्दछ। अब भने घेरा समयको बेला भइसकेको छ। साधारण छलफल र अनुभव आदान प्रदान हुने गर्दछ, जस अन्तर्गत हामीले बाल विकास केन्द्रमा बालबालिकाहरू प्रवेश गर्ने बित्तिकै आजको दिनभरिको लागि संयोजक चयन गर्ने, त्यसै गरेर जिम्मेवारी बाँडफाँड गर्ने, त्यसै गरी प्रोत्साहन चार्टहरू बालबालिकाहरूले गरेको क्रियाकलाप अनुसार उहाँहरूलाई चाहिँ प्रोत्साहन दिने गरिन्छ। त्यसै गरी कक्षा नियम चार्टहरूको बारेमा बालबालिकाहरूलाई बताउने गरिन्छ र त्यसै गरी बालबालिकाहरूको जन्मदिन परेमा जन्मोत्सव मनाउने गरिन्छ।
को गोलो
गोलो गोलो घेरा बनाऊ हामी सबै मिलेर हात समाऊ हामी सबै मिलेर हात समाऊ
ल सबैजना बस्नुहोस् है आफ्नो आफ्नो ठाउँमा बस्नु ल अब आजको हाम्रो कक्षाको सम्पूर्ण क्रियाकलापलाई सहयोग गर्नको लागि हाम्रो शिक्षकलाई सहयोग गर्नलाई हामी संयोजक चाहिँ तोक्छौँ है त आजको हिजो संयोजक कसलाई तोकेको थियो हो आज चाहिँ म्यामले हाम्रो राधिकालाई संयोजक तोक्छु ल राधिका आउनुहोस् त अनि आज राधिकाले हामीले गरेको जति पनि क्रियाकलापलाई राधिकाले सबै क्रियाकलापमा सहयोग गर्नुपर्छ है त है अनि यो सहयोग गरेको बापतमा के पाउँछ राधिका
पुरस्कार
हो ल आफ्नो ठाउँमा बस्नुहोस् त ल अब हामीले राष्ट्रिय गीत चाहिँ गाइसकेका छौँ र अब हामी प्रार्थना गाउँछौँ है त सबैजना उठ्नुहोस् त ल अब मैले जसरी गायौँ त्यसरी गाउनु पर्छ
मन्दिर म्याम
हे ईश्वर
मेरा आँखा खोलिदिनुहोस् आँखा खोलिदिनुहोस् म सत्य देख्न सकूं
म सत्य देख्न सकूं
म सत्य देख्न सकूं
म सत्य देख्न सकूं हे ईश्वर मेरा
कान खोलिदिनुहोस्
कान खोलिदिनुहोस्
हे ईश्वर मेरा म सत्य सुन्न सकूं
म सत्य सुन्न सकूं
सत्य सुन्न सकूं
म सत्य सुन्न सकूं
ईश्वर मेरा
बोली खोलिदिनुहोस् हे ईश्वर
म सत्य
बोल्न सकूं
म सत्य
म सत्य बोल्न सकूं
म सत्य बोल्न सकूं
ईश्वर मेरा
हे ईश्वर मेरा
बुद्धि खोलिदिनुहोस्
बुद्धि खोलिदिनुहोस्
म सत्य बुझ्न सकूं म सत्य बुझ्न सकूं
म सत्य बुझ्न सकूं
म सत्य बुझ्न सकूं
सत्य
सत्य नै ईश्वर ईश्वर नै प्रेम
म प्रेममा बाँच्न सकूं प्रेममा बाँच्न सकूं
प्रेममा बाँच्न सकूं प्रेममा बाँच्न सकूं
धन्यवाद अब यसपछि हामी सूर्य नमस्कार गर्छौँ है त भन्छु त्यसरी नै हजुरले गर्नुहोस् है त 1 2 3
3
4
4
5
5
6
6
7
7
8
8
9
9
10
10
अब फेरि पछाडिबाट 10 9
9
8 7 6 5 4
4
3
3
2
2
एक
एक
ल अब सबैजना आफ्नो आफ्नो ठाउँमा बस्नुहोस् है त हस् आफ्नो ठाउँमा बस्नुहोस् है अब हामीले आज हाम्रो आफ्नो आफ्नो नाम सबैले भन्ने हस् त है ल मेरो नाम मीरा हो तिम्रो नाम के हो
कति राम्रो स्वस्तिका तिम्रो नाम
मेरो नाम निर्मला हो
कति
राम्रो निर्मला तिम्रो नाम
मेरो नाम डली हो
कति
राम्रो डली तिम्रो नाम
मेरो नाम डली हो तिम्रो नाम के
मेरो नाम प्रतिमा हो
आहा कति राम्रो प्रतिमा तिम्रो नाम
मेरो नाम प्रतिमा हो तिम्रो नाम के
मेरो नाम सृजना हो
कति राम्रो सृजना तिम्रो नाम
मेरो नाम सृजना हो तिम्रो नाम के हो
मेरो नाम दुर्गा हो
कति राम्रो दुर्गा तिम्रो
नाम
मेरो नाम दुर्गा हो तिम्रो नाम के हो
मेरो नाम रितिका हो
कति राम्रो रितिका तिम्रो नाम
मेरो नाम रितिका हो तिम्रो नाम के हो
मेरो नाम रमा हो
आहा कति राम्रो रमा तिम्रो नाम
मेरो नाम रमा हो तिम्रो नाम के हो
मेरो नाम मनिषा हो
आहा कति राम्रो मनिषा तिम्रो नाम
मेरो नाम मनिषा हो तिम्रो नाम के हो
मेरो नाम राधिका हो तिम्रो नाम के हो
अब यसरी नै हामीले नामहरू बालबालिकाको लागि चाहिँ नि हामीले सोचिसकेपछि उहाँहरूको आफ्नो आमा बुवाको नाम पनि सोध्छौँ र उहाँहरू कोसँग आउनु भएको र आज के खानेकुरा खानु भएको छ भनेर हामी सोध्छौँ हाम्रो कक्षामा तर आज हाम्रो समय नभएको कारणले हामीले यो देखाउन सकिनौँ
अब साथीहरू 7-12 मौसमको गीत गाउँदै हुनुहुन्छ प्रारम्भिक बाल विकास केन्द्रमा यसको लागि 30 मिनट समय हुने गर्दछ तर हामी यहाँ सकेसम्म छोटो समयमा 10 मिनट मात्रै लिएर आजको यो प्रदर्शन सकाउने अनुमति चाहन्छौँ।
आज कुन बार हो
शुक्रबार हो आज मैम
आज कुन बार हो
शुक्रबार हो मैम
शुक्रबार हिजो कुन बार थियो
बिहीबार
हिजो कुन बार थियो
बिहीबार
भोलि कुन बार हो
शनिबार
भोलि कुन बार हो
शनिबार
शनिबार के हो
बिदाको दिन
ल आज हामी बारको एउटा गीत गाउँछौँ ल
हस् मैम
उठ्नुहोस् त सबैजना आज बिहान रमाइलो दिन रमाइलो दिन रमाइलो दिन
आज बिहान
रमाइलो दिन रमाइलो दिन रमाइलो दिन
घाम लागिरहेको छ
घाम लागिरहेको छ
एक हप्तामा 7 दिन
एक हप्तामा 7 दिन
7 दिन 7 दिन
7 दिन 7 दिन
आइतबार
आइतबार
सोमबार
सोमबार
मङ्गलबार
मङ्गलबार
बुधबार
बुधबार
बिहीबार
बिहीबार
शुक्रबार
शनिबार
शनिबारको दिन बिदा
शनिबारको दिन
बिदा
अब यसै गरी आज हामी फेरि मौसमको बारेमा हाम्रो शिक्षकले गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ यो हामी सधैँ गर्नुपर्ने दिनको बालबालिकाहरू कक्षा प्रवेश भइसकेपछि गर्नुपर्ने क्रियाकलाप हो यो।
सुनिल बाहिर हेर्नुहोस् त आज दिन कस्तो छ? हो आज घाम लागिरहेको छ। घाम लाग्यो भने हामीलाई के हुन्छ? गर्मी हुन्छ। अनि के खान मन लाग्छ हामीलाई गर्मी भयो भने?
चिसो चिसो आइसक्रिम।
आइसक्रिम खान मन लाग्छ, कोल्ड ड्रिङ्क्स खान मन लाग्छ, हो कि होइन?
हो म्याम।
हामीले आइसक्रिम कोल्ड ड्रिङ्क्स धेरै खानु हुन्छ?
हुँदैन म्याम।
हुँदैन, धेरै खानु हुँदैन है। ल अब मेरो हातमा हेर्नुहोस् त यहाँ के छ? ल अब म्यामलाई भन्नुहोस् त यो यहाँ के भइरहेछ?
घाम लागेको।
घाम लागिरहेको छ। अनि यहाँ
हुरी बतास
छ किनभने रुख ढल्न लागिरहेको छ है। यसले के बुझ्छ त? यहाँ हावा लागिरहेछ, हुरी बतास लागिरहेछ भनेर बुझिन्छ। अब भन्नुहोस् यहाँ कस्तो छ? यहाँ पनि घाम लागेको रहेछ, यहाँ पनि घाम लागेको रहेछ। तर यहाँ हेर्नुहोस् त यहाँ बादल छ। यहाँ के छ?
बादल छ।
यहाँ बादल लागेको बेला के हुन्छ त? घामलाई छेक्छ है। अब म्यामलाई भन्नुहोस् यहाँ के भइरहेछ?
पानी परिरहेछ।
पानी परिरहेछ। पानी पर्दा हामीले के बोक्नु पर्छ?
छाता।
छाता बोक्नु पर्छ है। अब यहाँ हेर्नु सबैले। ल म्याम आज घाम लागिरहेछ, हो कि होइन?
हो म्याम।
ल अब म्यामलाई भन्नुहोस् त। ल सुनिलाउनुहोस् त यो काटी कहाँ राख्ने हो? फर्काउनु पर्छ म्याम। हो सही भयो यो। ल ताली बजाइदिनु साथीको लागि। हो ल हामी अब एउटा मौसमको पनि गीत गाउने हस्। बाहिर हेर साथी हो,
बाहिर हेर साथी हो,
आज दिन कस्तो छ,
आज दिन कस्तो छ।
बाहिर हेर साथी हो,
बाहिर हेर साथी हो,
आज दिन कस्तो छ,
आज दिन कस्तो छ।
माथि माथि आकाशमा,
माथि माथि आकाशमा,
हेर घाम लागेको,
हेर घाम लागेको।
माथि माथि आकाशमा,
माथि माथि आकाशमा,
हेर घाम लागेको,
हेर घाम लागेको।
अब म्यामले हजुरलाई एउटा चिज देखाउँछु, के हो भन्नु है?
के होला म्याम?
के होला गेस गर्नुहोस्? के हो यो?
घडी।
घडी। हजुरको घरमा घडी छ कि छैन?
छैन म्याम, मेरो घरमा त
छैन।
छैन।
अनि बाबाको सानो घडी छ कि छैन त?
बाबासँग छ।
हो त्यसलाई पनि घडी भन्छ हामीले। अनि भित्तामा पनि घडी झुन्डाउन मिल्छ, यो ठुलो घडी हो है। अब यहाँ हेर्नुहोस् है, घडीमा दुईटा सुई हुन्छ। कतिवटा सुई हुन्छ?
दुईटा म्याम।
एउटा छोटो अर्को लामो। दुईटै बराबर हुन्छ?
हुँदैन।
हुँदैन, एउटा छोटो हुन्छ अर्को लामो हुन्छ। अब यहाँ हेर्नुहोस् त, छोटो सुईले 10 मा छोको छ। छोटो सुईले केमा छोको छ?
10 मा छोको छ।
अनि लामो सुईले 12 मा छोको छ। लामो सुईले केमा छोको छ?
12 मा म्याम।
ओ निर्मला भन्नुस् त, छोटो सुईले केमा छोको छ? 10 मा। स्वस्तिमा लामो सुईले केमा छोको छ? 12 मा। अब छोटो सुई 10 मा, लामो सुई 12 मा छोएपछि कति बज्यो? 10 बज्यो। हामी स्कुल कति बजे आइपुग्नु पर्छ? 10 बजे है। अब हामी एउटा घडीको पनि गीत गाउने हस्।
हस् म्याम।
सुन सुन साथी हो,
सुन सुन साथी हो,
घडीले के भन्छ,
घडीले के भन्छ।
सुन सुन साथी हो,
सुन सुन साथी हो,
घडीले के भन्छ,
घडीले के भन्छ।
टिक टिक गर्दै,
टिक टिक गर्दै,
समय बताउँछ,
समय बताउँछ।
टिक टिक गर्दै,
टिक टिक गर्दै,
समय बताउँछ,
समय बताउँछ।
छोटो काटी 10 मा,
छोटो काटी 10 मा,
लामो काट 12 मा,
लामो काट
12मा
छोटो काँटा 10मा
छोटो काँटा 10मा
लामो काँटा 12मा
लामो काँटा 12मा
भन भन साथी हो
भन भन साथी हो
अहिले कति बज्यो
अहिले कति बज्यो
भन भन साथी हो
भन भन साथी हो
अहिले कति बज्यो
अहिले कति बज्यो
छोटो काँटा 10मा
छोटो काँटा 10मा
लामो काँटा 12मा
लामो काँटा 12मा
छोटो काँटा 10मा
छोटो काँटा 10मा
लामो काँटा 12मा
लामो काँटा 12मा
भन भन साथी हो
भन भन साथी हो
अहिले 10 बज्यो
अहिले 10 बज्यो
भन भन साथी हो
भन भन साथी हो
अहिले 10 बज्यो
अहिले 10 बज्यो
कति बज्यो रहेछ अहिले
10 बज्यो
घडीले हामीलाई के बताउँछ
समय
थ्याङ्क यू
अब हाम्रो घेरा समय सकिसकेको छ र अब हामी आजको मुख्य विषय प्रवेश गर्न गइरहेका छौँ।
अब सबैजना बस्नुहोस् है।
आज योजनाबद्ध क्रियाकलाप आजको मुख्य विषय मुख्य थिम आजको हाम्रो फलफुल रहेको छ र फलफुलसँग सम्बन्धित रहेर आजको हाम्रो दिनभरिको क्रियाकलाप सञ्चालन हुने गर्दछ र प्रारम्भिक बाल विकास केन्द्रमा प्रत्येक दिन विषयवस्तुमा आधारित रहेर सर्वाङ्गीण विकासका क्रियाकलापहरू हुने गर्दछन् जुन विषयवस्तु पढाउने र लेखाउने मात्र नभएर खेल गीत कविता र कथाको माध्यमबाट बालबालिकाहरूलाई सिकाइन्छ जुन अब साथीहरू प्रदर्शन गर्थे। स्मरण रहोस् बाल शिक्षकहरू नै बालबालिकाको रूपमा रहनु भएको छ।
पछि दिन्छु पछि 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 पछि
मैम बनाना
म्यामले के लिएर आएको आज
फ्रुट्स मैम
के हो अनि के लिएर आएको छ हेर्नु त म्यामले
आई लभ बनाना
के छ रे
केरा
हो
लिची
यहाँ के छ स्याउ केरा लिची अनि आँप हो यो सबैलाई के भन्छ थाहा छ
फलफुल
के भन्दो रहेछ
फलफुल
ए सबैले थाहा रहेछ त फलफुल भनेर है ओ ल कति खुसी लाग्यो नि मलाई त एकदमै खुसी लाग्यो नि मैले त यो फलफुल त थाहा छैन भन्न ठानेको ल अनि कसले खाएको रहेछ त भन्नुस् त
अहिले पनि खाएको छु म्याम
आज चाहिँ हामीले हाम्रो कक्षामा आज हामी फलफुलको बारेमा सिक्दैछौँ है त अब सबैले फलफुल लिइसकेको छ
मैम
छैन ल मैले नलिएकोहरूलाई नि है
हमले पाएको छैन मैम
ल अब यो फलफुल चाहिँ एकचोटि यसो यसो गर्नु त कस्तो छ बास आउँछ
बास्ना आइरहेछ म्याम
हामीलाई दिन्दै
अनि अर्को खाएको छ ल भन्नुहोस् त
मैले खाएको छु म्याम
छ अनि चाहिँ कस्तो हुँदो रहेछ त
आँप त कस्तो मिठो गुलियो हुन्छ म्याम
कस्तो हुन्छ हो र ल म पछि फेरि दिन्छु नि है हो र ए अनि आँप त पाकेको बेला चाहिँ गुलियो हुने रहेछ हरियो बेला त
मिलो हुन्छ म्याम
हुने रहेछ त त्यो थाहा रहेछ त है अब यहाँ हेर्नु त म्याम त्यो टाँसेको कागजमा पनि म्यामले के फलफुल टाँसेको छ एकचोटि भन्नुहोस् त सबैले
स्याउ अङ्गुर अनि केरा
हो ल अब सबैले थाहा रहेछ अब हो आज अङ्गुरै किन्न पाएन नि मैले त बजारमा हेर्न गएको थियो अङ्गुरै छैन भने हेर्नु त कति खोज्दा पनि नआएर मैले त लिची किनेर ल्याएको नि अङ्गुरको ठाउँमा। ल अब हामी यो फलफुलको बारेमा सानो कथा सुन्छौँ है त।
हस् म्याम।
अब कथाको पालो है। कथा कसलाई कसलाई सुन्न मन लाग्छ? हजुरलाई कथा सुन्न मन लाग्छ?
हजुर म्याम।
ल अब हामी कथा सुन्दैछौँ है।
हस् म्याम।
ल यो के हो एकचोटि हेर्नुहोस् त, को होला यो?
बाबा हो म्याम।
बाबा हो? केटा हो तर यो बाबा हो है। अर्को देखाउनु त। ल हेर्नुहोस् त अब यो के होला?
बहिनी हो। गुडिया हो म्याम, गुडिया।
गुडिया त गुडिया हो तर यो बाबा
बहिनी हो म्याम, बहिनी। मेरो घरमा नि छ नि म्याम।
हजुर। यसलाई आज अलिक कपाल बाँध्न टाइम भएन छ कि त्यही भएर। त ठिकै छ, अब चाहिँ हामी बाबा र छोरीको कथा सुन्छौँ है त।
हस् म्याम।
ल एउटा बाबा र छोरी थियो है। आज चाहिँ छोरीलाई एकदमै फलफुल खान मन लागेछ। त्यसपछि उसले बाबालाई गएर भनेछ, बाबा मलाई आज एकदमै फलफुल खान मन लागेछ भनेर भन्नुभएछ। अनि बाबाले पनि आज घरमा फलफुल छैन, तिमी र म बजार जाम, अनि त्यसपछि फलफुल किनेर ल्याउँला है भनेर बाबा र छोरी ब्याग झोला बोकेर बजारतिर गएछन्। बजार जाँदा जाँदा एक ठाउँमा चाहिँ उनीहरूले रातो रातो स्याउ देख्नुभएछ है। अनि रातो रातो स्याउ देख्नुभएछ। के देख्नुभएछ रे?
स्याउ, रातो रातो स्याउ म्याम।
ल सुनिल भन्नुहोस् त कस्तो रङको थियो स्याउ?
रातो थियो म्याम।
स्याउ रातो छ है?
हो म्याम।
तर हरियो स्याउ पनि हुन्छ है? होइन, हरियो स्याउ पनि हुन्छ तर उसले देखेको स्याउ चाहिँ रातो थियो है। अनि त्यसपछि स्याउ 5वटा चाहिँ किनेर झोलामा हालेछन् र त्यसपछि फेरि अगाडि बजारमा हिँड्दै थिए है। त्यसपछि फेरि पहेँलो पहेँलो केरा देख्नुभएछ। अनि केरा पनि 6वटा किन्नुभएछ। स्वस्तिका कस्तो रङको थियो केरा?
पहेँलो रङको थियो म्याम।
अनि कतिवटा किन्नुभएछ?
5वटा म्याम।
होइन नि,
5वटा होइन म्याम, 6वटा।
राम्रोसँग सुन्नुहोस् ल। अनि त्यसपछि 6वटा केरा पनि झोलामा हालेर उहाँहरू अझै अगाडि जानुभएछ र त्यसपछि पाकेको पहेँलो आँप देख्नुभएछ है। अनि त्यसपछि उहाँहरूले त्यो पहेँलो आँप पनि 4वटा किनेर झोलामा हाल्नुभएछ। सुनिल भन्नुहोस् त कस्तो रङको थियो?
पहेँलो म्याम।
पहेँलो। अनि कतिवटा किन्नुभएछ?
एउटा।
होइन नि, अरू कसलाई थाहा छ? 4वटा।
म्याम सुनिल त अघिदेखि मलाई चलाइरहेको थियो।
हो र? मोबाइल?
त्यही भएर।
मोबाइल त स्कुलमा ल्याउनु पाउँदैन त। कहाँबाट ल्याउनु भएछ त? घरमै होला सायद। ल त्यसपछि फेरि अगाडि जानुभएछ र अङ्गुरको एउटा झुप्पा पनि किन्नुभएछ। त्यसपछि धेरै गरुङ्गो भइसकेपछि बाबा र छोरी चाहिँ घर फर्किनु भएछ। त्यसपछि छोरीले सबै फलफुल टोकरीमा राखेर पखाल्न जानुभएछ। अनि पखालेर ल्याएर सबै बाबालाई दिनुभएछ र भन्नुभयो, हजुर काटिदिनुहोस् अनि हामी सँगै बसेर खाउँला। त्यसपछि बाबा र छोरी दुईजना मिलेर फलफुलहरू काटेर एकदम रमाएर खानुभएछ है। रमाएर एकदम खुसी हुनुभएछ। हजुरहरूले पनि फलफुल खानु भएपछि अथवा आफूले मन परेको चिज पाएपछि कस्तो हुन्छ हजुरहरूलाई?
खुसी लाग्छ म्याम।
खुसी लाग्छ। अनि खुसी हुँदाखेरि कस्तो हुन्छ त? देखाउनुहोस् त कस्तो हुन्छ?
अब यसरी बाल कक्षामा हामीले यो बाल बालिकाको दैनिक अथवा 2 दिन लगाएर 3 अथवा 4 जना बाल बालिकाको हाम्रो मापदण्ड अनुसारको हामीले मूल्याङ्कन पनि गरिरहेका छौँ। आज हामीले हाम्रो समयको अभावले कारणले गर्दा हामीले मूल्याङ्कन गरेका 3 जना बाल बालिकाको लागि मात्रै हामीले यहाँ प्रश्नहरू हामीले गर्दैछौँ। अब हामी यस्तै सिकाइकै क्रममा आजको विषयवस्तुलाई लिएर आज हामी फेरि अर्को एउटा खेल खेलौँ है त।
हस् म्याम।
यसरी प्रारम्भिक बाल विकास केन्द्रमा दैनिक रूपमा गरिने यी क्रियाकलापहरूले
सुनिल
बालबालिकाहरूको
निर्मला।
बौद्धिक सामाजिक भाषिक
अनि
र
स्वस्तिका।
सर्वाङ्गीण पक्षको
आउनुहोस् त।
विकास हुने गर्दछ। यस्तै कथा वाचनले बालबालिकाहरूको
आजको संयोजक,
सोच्ने शक्तिको क्षमताको विकास हुन्छ,
राधिका,
बौद्धिक क्षमताको विकास हुन्छ।
एकचोटि
यी क्रियाकलापहरू हामी दैनिक
अनि
रूपमा
हामी अरू चाहिँ
प्रारम्भिक
हामी
बाल विकास
गरिदिन्छ
केन्द्रमा
है।
गराइरहन्छौँ र 6वटा सिकाइ कुनाहरूको प्रयोग गरेर बालबालिकाहरूलाई प्रत्येक कुनामा लगेर सिकाइ केन्द्रहरूमा आधारित रहेर कक्षाहरू सञ्चालन गर्ने गर्दछौँ र यसका लागि राष्ट्रिय न्यूनतम मापदण्डमा आधारित 6 सिकाइ कुनाको प्रयोग विषयवस्तुमा आधारित रहेर प्रत्येक दिन बाल विकास केन्द्रमा गर्ने गरिन्छ। यसरी विषयवस्तुमा आधारित क्रियाकलाप 1 घण्टा खाना खानुभन्दा अघि 1 घण्टा र खाजा खाइसकेपछि 1 घण्टा गरेर हामीले जम्मा 2 घण्टाको समय चाहिँ बालबालिकाहरूलाई गर्ने गर्दछौँ। आराम पनि गराउँछौँ, खाजा पनि खुवाउँछौँ र यो समय चाहिँ प्रारम्भिक बाल विकास केन्द्रमा 1 घण्टाको हुने भए तापनि हामी आज चाहिँ यहाँ 15 मिनटमा यो नमुना प्रदर्शन गर्न गइरहेका छौँ र गरिरहेका छौँ।
ल अब मैले हजुरहरूको आँखामा पट्टी बाँधेको छु है। अब हजुरहरूलाई म केही दिन्छु, हजुरहरूले छोएर के हो
र हामीले आज हामीले मूल्याङ्कन गरेका बाल बालिकाको 3 जनाको चाहिँ हामीले
के होला?
उहाँले आफ्नो इन्द्रिय अङ्गहरूको बारेमा यही विषयवस्तुकै आधारित भएर फलफुलकै बास कस्तो छ, स्वाद कस्तो छ, क्षमता कस्तो छ भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ उहाँले गरिराख्नु भएको छ भने अर्को हाम्रो बाल बालिकालाई हामीले फलफुलकै आधारमा कार्ड, डोमिनो र यही र अर्को चाहिँ कारहरू दिएर खेल्दै गराइरहेका छौँ।
ल निर्मला, यो हेर्नुहोस् त मैले हातमा के दिएछु हजुरलाई, एकचोटि सुन्नुहोस् त।
मिलाउने है, अब पनि साउ भनेर यसरी मिलाउने मेवा।
यसरी मूल्याङ्कन गर्ने बालबालिकाहरूको प्रारम्भिक बाल विकास केन्द्रमा आधारित मापदण्डमा आधारित मूल्याङ्कन गरेर हामीले दैनिक रूपमा रेकर्ड राख्ने गर्दछौँ भने अन्य रेकर्ड राख्ने काम अहिले गरिराख्नु भएको छ र अन्य बालबालिकाहरू चाहिँ विभिन्न किसिमका डोमिनो, पजलहरू, मेमोरी गेमहरू खेलाइराख्नु भएको छ। यसरी आजको मुख्य थिम फलफुल रहेको हुनाले फलफुलकै थिममा आधारित रहेर 3 जना बालबालिकाहरूको विशेष गरेर 3 जना बालबालिकाहरूलाई चाहिँ आज मूल्याङ्कन गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ।
र साथै अब हाम्रो यो बाल कक्षाको दैनिक कार्यतालिका अनुसार हामीले यो सबै क्रियाकलाप गर्दैछौँ र हाम्रो सिकाइका 6वटा सिकाइ क्षेत्रहरू छन्। यहाँ भाषा, गणित, अनि विज्ञान र अभिनय, अनि निर्माणात्मक र सृजनात्मक क्रियाकलापलाई यही 6वटा सामग्रीबाट नै हामीले आजको क्रियाकलाप चाहिँ फलफुलको बारेमा हामी गर्दैछौँ।
यसरी मूल्याङ्कन गरिरहँदा बालबालिकाहरूको सूक्ष्म अङ्गहरूको विकास, ज्ञानेन्द्रिय अङ्गहरूको विकास भए नभएको मूल्याङ्कन गर्ने गरिन्छ।
अब यसपछि हामी फेरि एउटा हामीले क्लेबाट फलफुल, माटोबाट फलफुल कसरी हामीले बनाउने भन्ने कुरा हामी सिकाउँछौँ ल, म्यामले सिकाउँछौँ ल। अनि गीत पनि गाउने है फलफुलको बारेमा।
स्मरण रहोस्, आजको प्रारम्भिक बाल विकास तथा शिक्षाको पाठ्यक्रममा आधारित दैनिक कार्यतालिकामा आधारित रहेर विभिन्न विकासात्मक पक्षको क्रियाकलाप दैनिक रूपमा गर्दा गराउँदा हामीहरूले बालबालिकाहरूको निर्माणात्मक मूल्याङ्कन पनि गरिरहेका हुन्छौँ र निर्माणात्मक मूल्याङ्कनमा आधारित रहेर प्रत्येक बालबालिकाहरूको व्यक्तिगत रिपोर्ट कार्डहरू पनि जति विद्यार्थीहरू कक्षामा छन्, बाल विकास केन्द्रमा छन्, ती प्रत्येक बालबालिकाहरूको छुट्टा छुट्टै व्यक्तिगत रिपोर्ट कार्डहरू पनि हामी तयार गर्ने गर्दछौँ। अहिले देख्न सक्नुहुन्छ हामीहरूले प्रारम्भिक बाल विकास केन्द्रमा स्थानीय सामग्रीहरू पिठो, माटो, क्ले आदिको प्रयोग गरेर बालबालिकाहरूको सूक्ष्म अङ्गहरूको विकास भए नभएको हामीहरू मूल्याङ्कन गर्ने गर्दछौँ र बालबालिकाहरूलाई दैनिक रूपमा विभिन्न किसिमका क्लेहरूको माटोहरू स्थानीय सामग्री ड्रोहरूको प्रयोग गरेर यस्ता क्रियाकलापहरू गराउने गर्दछौँ। आजको मुख्य विषय फलफुल रहेको हुनाले फलफुलका आकारहरू निर्माण गर्ने कार्य गरिराख्नु भएको छ।
यसरी निकाल्नुहोस् त। निकाल्नु भयो? ल निकालेपछि हामीले यो गीत गाउँदै बनाउँदै गर्ने हस्। हजुरलाई चाहिँ यसबाट मनपर्ने फलफुल जे बनाउँदा नि हुन्छ, मन परेको फलफुलहरू बनाएर आज यसै माटोबाट खेल्ने हस्। ल बल बन्यो। ल गीत गाउँ हस्। म्याम सँगसँगै गीत गाउने है। कालो माटो रातो माटो सेतो कमेरो,
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 फुक्को माटो पानी हाली मुछेर मुछेर,
फुक्को माटो पानी हालेर मुछेर मुछेर,
फुक्को माटो पानी हाली मुछेर मुछेर,
फुक्को माटो पानी हाली मुछेर मुछेर,
हेर कसरी गिलो भयो गिलो भयो,
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 गिलो माटो हातमा राखी थिचेर थिचेर थिचेर,
गिलो माटो हातमा राखी थिचेर थिचेर,
गिलो माटो हातमा राखी थिचेर थिचेर,
गिलो माटो हातमा राखी थिचेर थिचेर,
हेर कसरी चेप्टो भयो चेप्टो भयो,
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 कालो माटो रातो माटो सेतो कमेरो,
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 गिलो माटो हातमा राखी माडेर माडेर,
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 हेर कसरी लामो भयो लामो भयो,
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 कालो माटो रातो माटो सेतो कमेरो,
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 कालो माटो रातो माटो सेतो कमेरो।
धन्यवाद।
यस्ता क्रियाकलापहरूले बालबालिकाहरूको सूक्ष्म अङ्गहरूको विकासका साथै सर्वाङ्गीण पक्षको विकास हुने गर्दछ।
यसबाट के बनाउन
यस्ता क्रियाकलापहरू हामी दैनिक रूपमा प्रारम्भिक बाल विकास केन्द्रमा गर्दै आइरहेका छौँ।
धन्यवाद।
अबको समय
ल सबैजनाले बनाउनु भयो त हो। ल अब बनाएको फलफुल सबैले अलिखेरमा आफ्नो झोलामा राखेर लैजाने हस्। घरमा आफ्नो आमालाई बुवालाई दिदी भाइ सबैले देखाउने हस्। हस् ल अब हामी एकछिन आराम गर्छौँ है त।
अबको समय भएको छ खाजा खाने र आराम गर्ने समय। अब समयको पाबन्दीले गर्दा हामीले यो नमुना प्रदर्शन गर्न सकिरहेका छैनौँ र प्रत्येक बाल विकास केन्द्रको दैनिक क्रियाकलापमा खाजा खाने समय र आराम गर्ने समय 30-30 मिनटको दरले 1 घन्टा हुने गर्दछ र यसका लागि छुट्टै आराम कक्ष र सफा ओछ्यानको व्यवस्था पनि हुनुपर्छ जसमा बालबालिकाहरू सुत्ने र आराम गर्ने गर्नुहुन्छ। अब आराम र खाजा को समय सकिसकेको छ र दैनिक कार्यतालिका अनुसार अबको समय स्वतन्त्र खेलको समय हो। बाल विकास केन्द्रमा चाहिँ स्वतन्त्र खेलको समय 30 मिनट हुने गर्दछ र यस्ता स्वतन्त्र खेलहरू बालबालिकाहरूलाई केन्द्रभित्र वा बाहिर सुरक्षित स्थानमा कुनै पनि अवरोध बिना नै कुनै अवरोध बिना स्वतन्त्र रूपमा खेल्न छोडिदिनुपर्छ र बालबालिकाहरू साना हुने हुनाले उहाँहरूलाई भने हामी नजिकै रहेर निगरानी गरिराख्नु पर्दछ। अबको सेसन चाहिँ हाम्रो विषयवस्तुमा आधारित खेल, अभिनय र सङ्गीतको प्रदर्शन गर्दैछौँ र फलफुलसँग सम्बन्धित खेल खेलाउँदै हुनुहुन्छ। अब साथीहरू चाहिँ आजको मुख्य विषय हाम्रो फलफुल रहेको हुनाले फलफुलसँग सम्बन्धित बालबालिकाहरूलाई खेल खेलाउँदै हुनुहुन्छ।
आज हामी एउटा गेम खेल्ने हस्, हुन्छ कि हुँदैन? ल त्यसो भए सबैजना उठ्नुहोस् त, उठ्नुहोस् न। गेम कस्तो रमाइलो छ, आउनुहोस् न, उठ्नुहोस् उठ्नुहोस्। यो गेममा चाहिँ फर्स्ट म्यामले गरेर देखाउँछु अनि त्यसपछि तपाईँहरूलाई पालै पिलो गर्न लगाउँछ हस्।
1 2 3 4 दुईटा 1 2 तीनटा 3 पाँचवटा 6वटा 5वटा जसले गर्दा हाम्रो विषयवस्तुमा आधारित यसमा हाम्रो बालबालिकाले गन्ती पनि सिकिन्छ र बालबालिकाले यसमा भएका फलफुलको रङ कस्तो हुन्छ भन्ने कुरा पनि उहाँले जान्छ।
अब म्यामले चाहिँ पालै पिलो सबैलाई गेम खेलाउँछु। जसको नाम लिन्छु पालै पिलो गर्दै आउनुहोस्।
हैन पहिला म आउँछु नि म्याम।
हैन पालै पिलो खेल्नु पर्छ नि।
हैन म आउँछु पहिला।
हैन तपाईँ त संयोजक हो, तपाईँले त झन् मिलाएर खेलाउनु पर्छ नि, हो कि हैन?
यो पछि उठाएर लैजानु पर्छ है राधिका।
ल सुरुमा सुनिल आउनुहोस् त। ल सुनिल जम्प गर्दै आउनु, काउन्ट गर्दै जम्प गर्दै आउनुहोस्।
2 3 4
ल आप कतिवटा छ देखाउनुहोस् त। हजुर
यसरी खेल खेलाउँदै गर्दा बालबालिकाहरूको निर्माणात्मक मूल्याङ्कन पनि गरिरहनु भएको छ र जसलाई चाहिँ व्यक्तिगत रिपोर्ट कार्डमा रेकर्ड गर्ने गर्छ।
आउनुहोस् त। अब अर्को साथीको पालो होस्। निर्मला आउनुहोस् त। जम्प गर्दै काउन्ट गर्दै आउनुहोस्।
1 2 3 4
ल तपाईँले केरा कतिवटा छ भन्नुहोस् त। त्यहाँ केरा निकाल त्यहाँ राख्नुहोस्। 1 2 3 तीनटा। ए निर्मलाले पनि मिलायो, ताली बजाइदिनुहोस् त। अघि सुनिलको लागि पनि ताली बजाइदिनुहोस् त। अब स्वस्तिका आउनुहोस् त। स्वस्तिका पनि जम्प गर्दै आउनुहोस् त। 1 2 3 4 ल स्वस्तिकाले पनि स्याउ कतिवटा छ गर्नुहोस् त। 1 2 ल स्वस्तिकाले पनि मिलाउनु भयो, ताली बजाउनुहोस् त। ल आज चाहिँ गेम यति नै गरौँ। अब चाहिँ भोलि चाहिँ अर्को साथीहरूको पालो होस्।
यसरी
हुन्छ।
बाल विकास केन्द्रमा दैनिक रूपमा खेल खेलाउँदा बालबालिकाहरूको सर्वाङ्गीण पक्षको विकास हुने गर्दछ। बालबालिकाहरूको भाषिक विकास, सामाजिक विकास, संवेगात्मक विकास, बौद्धिक विकास लगायत सर्वाङ्गीण पक्षको विकास हुने गर्दछ।
अब सिकाइकै क्रममा आजको विषयवस्तुको गीत चाहिँ हामी गाउने हस्।
तपाईहरुले आज बिहानदेखि फलफुलको बारेमा सिकिरहनु भएको छ, फलफुल पनि चिनिसक्नु भएको छ। अब यसैको बारेमा एउटा गीत गाउने है। हस्, म म्याम पहिला भन्छु अनि हजुरहरू सँगसँगै गर्ने हुन्छ। आप खाऊ स्याउ खाऊ,
आप खाऊ स्याउ खाऊ,
आप खाऊ स्याउ खाऊ, फलफुल खाएर स्वस्थ बनाऊ,
स्वस्थ बनाऊ,
फलफुल खाएर स्वस्थ बनाऊ,
फलफुल खाएर स्वस्थ बनाऊ।
अंगुर खाऊ केरा खाऊ,
अंगुर खाऊ केरा खाऊ,
अंगुर खाऊ केरा खाऊ,
अंगुर खाऊ केरा खाऊ,
फलफुल खाएर स्वस्थ बनाऊ,
फलफुल खाएर स्वस्थ बनाऊ,
फलफुल खाएर स्वस्थ बनाऊ,
फलफुल खाएर स्वस्थ बनाऊ।
ला 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 ला,
ला 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 ला,
ला 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 ला,
ला 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 ला,
ला 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 ला,
ला 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 ला।
धन्यवाद। अब यसपछि तपाईहरुले
अब मनोरञ्जनात्मक हिसाबले यसरी फलफुलसँग सम्बन्धित गीत गाएर आजको कक्षालाई अझै मनोरञ्जनात्मक बनाइराख्नु भएको छ र प्रत्येक बाल विकास केन्द्रको कक्षा प्रत्येक दिन पुनरावलोकन र समीक्षा सहित समापन हुने गर्दछ।
यो भन्दा पहिला हामीले संवेगात्मक हाम्रो बालबालिकाहरूले हाम्रो अनुहारबाट हामीले देख्न सक्ने कोही कुन बेला हाँस्छौँ, कुन बेला रुन्छौँ, कुन बेला खुसी हुन्छौँ भन्ने यी 4 प्रकारका संवेगात्मक प्रतिक्रिया हामी गर्दैछौँ।
ल, आज म्यामले केही फोटोहरू ल्याएको छु, हजुरहरूले हेरेर त्यो के हो कस्तो खालको छ भन्ने। ल
हस्,
ल ल हेर्नुस् त यो कस्तो छ, दुखी भएको छ हो?
हो म्याम।
कति बेला दुखी हुन्छ त हामी?
मलाई त आप नदिँदाखेरि मलाई त एकदम दुःख लागेछ नि त।
हो, आफूले चाहेको कुरा पाएन भने हामीलाई दुःख लाग्छ है। अर्को हेर्नुस् ल, हेर्नुस् त यो कस्तो छ,
हाँसेको।
कसरी हाँसेको छ देखाउनुस् त।
आमाले जुन बेला हामीले चाहिँ मलाई चाहेको कुरा किनिन्छ त्यही बेला एकदम हाँस्छु नि म त।
है
हो त नि।
आफूले चाहेको कुरा पायो भने खुसी लाग्छ है।
कस्तो खुसी लाग्छ म्याम।
निर्मला भन्नुस् त हजुर कुन बेला खुसी हुन्छ? आँप पायो भने हजुरलाई एकदम मन पर्ने फलफुल हो
म्याम।
हजुर
म त अघि मासु भात खाएर कस्तो हाँसेको नि, खुसी भएको हो।
हजुरलाई मन पर्ने खाना होला नि त।
हो धेरै।
हो, सधैँ खुसी हुनुपर्छ है। ल हेर्नुस् त अर्को एउटा फोटो कस्तो छ यो?
रिसाको छ म्याम।
रिसाको।
एकचोटि रिसाएर देखाउनुस् त। ओहो कस्तो नराम्रो देखेको है रिसाउँदा त। रिसाउनुहुन्छ त हामी धेरै?
हुँदैन।
हामी धेरै रिसाउनु हुन्न है त।
हस् म्याम। ल फेरि सबैजना बस्नुस् है त।
बस्नु।
अब बाल विकास केन्द्र
बसौँ है, फेरि बसौँ है।
आज
जाने बेला भइसक्यो, अब धेरै समय छैन। आज हामीले दिनभरि खेलेर दिनभरि फलफुलको बारेमा सिक्यौँ होइन। अनि हामीले फलफुललाई पनि छाम्यौँ, फलफुल पनि खायो। खायो कि खाएन त? खाएन। म्यामले खुवाएन त? खुवाएको हो नि। अघि आँखा चिम्म गरेर खुवाएको होइन त मैले? हो र? ए आज काट्ने कुरा नल्याएर होला। म फेरि भोलि खुवाउँछु हस्।
ल अब भन्नुस् त आज हामीले दिनभरिमा के गर्यौं त? के गर्यौं? ल सम्झिनु। बिहान आइसकेपछि हामी के गर्यौं? ओ अनि त्यसपछि
त्यसपछि नाम कार्ड पल्टायो।
ओ पहिला नाम कार्ड, पहिला जुत्ता फुकाल्यो, त्यसपछि हामीले नेम कार्ड पल्टायो अनि ऐना
हेर्यो म्याम।
अनि त्यसपछि
ऐना हेर्यो म्याम।
ओ गोलो घेरामा बसेर हामीले के गर्यौं त?
हामीले प्रार्थना गायौं, सूर्य नमस्कार गर्यौं।
ओ अनि त्यसपछि
7 बारको गीत गायौं, मौसमको गीत गायौं।
अनि आज हामीले के को बारेमा सिक्यौं त?
फलफुलको बारेमा।
के को बारेमा?
फलफुल।
फलफुल के फलफुल सिक्नु भयो त हजुरहरूले?
स्याउ, केरा, आँप अनि लिची। लिची पनि थियो म्याम।
ओ ल अब निर्मला भन्नुस् त, स्याउ कस्तो रङको हुँदो रहेछ त?
रातो म्याम।
कस्तो रङको हुन्छ?
रातो।
अनि आँप नि?
पहेँलो।
हो स्वस्तिमा हजुर भन्नुस् त, अंगुर कस्तो रङको हुन्छ?
अंगुर हरियो पनि हुन्छ।
खानु भएको छ कि छैन हजुरले?
म्याम।
हो हामीले फलफुल खानु पर्छ है। फलफुल खायो भने हामी निरोगी हुन्छौं। अनि हामीले अरु के गरेका थियौं त?
गेम पनि खेलेको थियौ म्याम।
गेम खेलेको थियौ, खेल खेलेको थियौ किन?
हो म्याम।
खेल रमाइलो भयो कि भएन?
र भयो म्याम।
कसले पालो पाएन आज? ल हजुरको पालो भोलि हस्।
अब कक्षा सुरुवातमै सहयोगी संयोजक चयन गर्नुभएको थियो र अब संयोजकलाई हामीले प्रोत्साहन स्वरूप पुरस्कार प्रदान गर्दैछौँ।
राधिका यता आउनुहोस् त। आज हेर्नु त, आज राधिकाले के पुरस्कार पायो? स्याउ। अब फेरि भोलि पनि हामी फलफुलकै बारेमा पढ्छौँ र अब भोलिको संयोजकले फेरि प्राइज पाउँछ। हस्
संयोजकलाई पुरस्कार प्रदान गरिसक्नु भएको छ र अब हाम्रो आजको बाल विकास केन्द्रमा हुने कक्षाको समापन क्रममा छौँ।
साँच्चै स्याउ पनि पाएको छ नि। ल
अब बाल बालिकाहरूको झोला, बोतलहरू र सरसफाई, प्रत्येक बाल बालिकाहरूलाई सरसफाई गरिदिएर हामी उहाँहरूको बाबा आमासँग उहाँहरूलाई बिदाई गर्दैछौँ। बिदाई गीत गाउँदै बिदाई गर्दैछौँ।
अब सबैजना उठ्नुहोस् त। आफ्नो झोला पानीको बोतल छ कि छैन? हामीले बनाएको फलफुल पनि झोलामा राख्ने। हामी बिदाईको गीत गाएर हामी घर जान्छौँ है।
म सँगसँगै तपाईहरु पनि गाउनुस् है। घडी हेर साथी हो 3 बजे छ।
साथी हो 3 बजे छ।
घडी हेर साथी हो 3 बजे छ।
घडी हेर साथी हो 3 बजे छ।
बाबा आमा लिनलाई आउनु भएछ।
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 घर जाने बेला भयो मिस नमस्कार।
घर जाने बेला भयो मिस नमस्कार।
घर जाने बेला भयो साथी नमस्कार।
घर जाने बेला भयो साथी नमस्कार।
भोलि फेरि भेटौँला सबैलाई 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 नमस्कार।
सबैजनाले आजको बिदाईको गीत गाइसकेपछि अब आफ्नो आफ्नो ब्याग बोकेर मम्मी बाबाहरू आइसक्नु भएको छ। बिस्तारै लाइन लागेर घर जाने हस्।
बाल बालिकाहरू आफ्नो नाम कार्ड पल्टाएर मात्रै
आफ्नो नेम कार्ड पनि पल्टाउनुहोस्। अघि बिहानले पल्टाउनु भएको थियो नि आउने बित्तिकै, त्यो नेम कार्ड पनि पल्टाएर अनि घर जाने है। ल लाइनमा आउनुहोस् त।
यसरी प्रारम्भिक बाल विकास केन्द्र
नेम कार्ड पल्टाउने बित्तिकै हजुर गइहाल्ने हो
पाठ्यक्रममा आधारित दैनिक कार्यतालिकामा रहेर विभिन्न विकासात्मक
लिन आउनु भएन
अहिले आउनुहुन्छ नि
क्रियाकलापमा दैनिक रूपमा गर्दा गराउँदा हामीहरूले बालबालिकाहरूको निर्माणात्मक मूल्याङ्कनमा आधारित रहेर प्रत्येक बालबालिकाहरूको निर्माणात्मक मूल्याङ्कनमा आधारित रहेर यस्तो किसिमले हामीले व्यक्तिगत फाइल तयार गर्ने गर्दछौँ र प्रत्येक बालबालिकाहरूको चाहिँ व्यक्तिगत फाइल हामीले सुरक्षित रूपमा राखेर सेसनको अन्त्यमा अभिभावकहरूलाई प्रदान गर्ने गर्दछौँ र यसमा चाहिँ कुनै पनि किसिमको औपचारिक परीक्षाहरू हुँदैन र हामीहरूले निर्माणात्मक मूल्याङ्कन प्रत्येक दिन कक्षा सञ्चालन गर्ने क्रममा निर्माणात्मक मूल्याङ्कनमा आधारित रहेर प्रारम्भिक सिकाइ तथा मापदण्डको बालबालिकाहरूको मूल्याङ्कन गर्ने गर्दछौँ र बालबालिकाहरूको कुनै पनि औपचारिक परीक्षाहरू नभइकन उनीहरूले दैनिक रूपमा गर्ने क्रियाकलापहरूबाट नै बालबालिकाहरूको सामाजिक शारीरिक संवेगात्मक भाषिक बौद्धिक र सांस्कृतिक विकासको मूल्याङ्कन गरी 19वटा सूचकमा आधारित रहेर हामीले चाहिँ यसरी व्यक्तिगत रिपोर्ट कार्डहरू तयार गर्ने गर्दछौँ र आज यसरी हामीलाई दैनिक कार्यतालिकामा आधारित रहेर पाठ्यक्रममा आधारित दैनिक कार्यतालिकामा आधारित रहेर यसरी नमुना कक्षा प्रदर्शन गर्ने अवसर दिनुभयो। यसको लागि चाहिँ महानगरप्रति र हामीलाई तालिम दिएर सहयोग गर्नुहुने युनिसेफ नेपाल र सेतो गुराँस राष्ट्रिय बाल विकास सेवालाई साथै सम्पूर्ण यहाँहरू उपस्थित सम्पूर्णमा पनि हृदयदेखि नै धेरै 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 धन्यवाद दिँदै आजको कार्यक्रम आजको यस प्रारम्भिक बाल विकास केन्द्रको नमुना प्रदर्शनबाट हामी सम्पूर्ण बिदा हुन चाहन्छौँ। हस्त नमस्कार।
सबैमा नमस्ते। हामी यहाँ सङ्ख्यात्मक हिसाबले थोरै भए पनि जुन इफोर्ट यहाँ म्यामहरूले लाउनु भयो उहाँहरूको लागि चाहिँ फेरि गजबले ताली बजाइदिनु प्लिज। कन्फरेन्सको दुईटा उद्देश्य हुन्छ जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई। पहिलो चाहिँ हामी के गर्दैछौँ, के भइरहेको छ, शिक्षाको बहस कतातिर गइरहेको छ भन्ने त्यो कुरा सिक्ने सिकाउने एउटा थलो हो भने अर्को ठ्याक्कै ग्राउन्डमा के भएको छ, कक्षाभित्र के हुन्छ, दिनदिनै हामी के गर्छौँ भन्ने सिक्ने चाहिँ अर्को यो प्लेटफर्म हो जस्तो लाग्छ जुन म्यामहरूले देखाइदिनु भयो। अबको सेसन चाहिँ हामी विदेशी पाहुनाहरू अथवा हामीले जसलाई गेस्ट बनाएको छौँ उहाँहरूसँग इन्टरेक्सन गर्ने भएको हुनाले मैले यो सेसन इङ्ग्लिसमा सञ्चालन गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ। म त्यसको अनुमति माग्दै the session that we will be talking about is titled Innovation Talk, Global Practices, Local Lessons. The reason I guess this session is going to be very impactful given the whole context of this conference is, if you look at the very bottom of our banner, it says, sharing innovation, shaping the future of learning. And that is exactly what we will be doing in this 1 hour session moving from now. So this 45-minute basically discussion, and we'll divide it into 3 different sections. The first one will be presentation from 2 of our experts, and then we'll follow up with a panel discussion. So this will basically talk about how innovative practices in education can draw from global ideas yet to be tailored to local context. Because, you know, something that we have been discussing from very early this morning is we need to understand what is the global practices, but also we need to be mindful on what local realities is. And that is what we'll be talking now. So the way this 1 hour will be designed is for first like 10 to 15 minutes, we'll have 2 different presentations that we'll be doing. And after that, I'll invite all 4 of the panelists to be on the stage, and we will have a panel-style discussion from that point onward. So just to start the session, I would like to invite S.M. Udin Tipu, who is from Bangladesh, and would like to request you to share what you do and the innovation that you have doing in the field of education. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for giving me the opportunity, such a beautiful conference. I am thankful to the organizer that invite me and share my works here. I just want to give a simple presentation that what my organization is doing. You see, I am from ICD Derby, and this ICD Derby is totally research-oriented. They are dedicated for public health solutions. Okay. This is the, I just want to say this, the man, this time 100, this is Dr. Tamid Ahmed. He is the present executive director of our organization. And these organizations have a long history. You see, I will not say everything. We have, as an organization, get lots of award recognition from international bodies. And this organization started at launches as Seattle Cholera Research Laboratory in 1960. Sorry. Now, in this organization, I am working under the Child Development Unit and under the Maternal and Child Health Division, and we have a good team that we are focusing on early childhood development. We say CDU, Child Development Unit. So upscaling ECD intervention through government health systems we are doing, reducing burden of anemia to improve children's development. parents training and supporting children's preschool transition, capacity strengthening on disability inclusive teaching learning, and establishing quality day care in ready-made garments factors. From the morning, we heard that early childhood development is very essential. We know that first 1,000 days will not get repeated because the structure of the brain is shaping from 0 to 3 years is 90%, 36 months, 0 to 3 years is 80%, and the rest of the 10% in 5 years. So 0 to 5 is 90%, and the rest of the age is 10%. So it is very important that we have to catch that time and that the child's brain development be such a way that its potential development should be occurred. So we are working on it in different areas as I mentioned. So later on we will discuss. You see, our journey for ECD, it is from 1999 to till date. So at first we were doing some intervention. It is psychosocial stimulation, we said. It is a rich of curriculum adapted in Bangladesh. And we have, organized lots of projects and generate evidence. And slowly it's come in a different arena. Suppose ECD intervention in human settings we have done. Then we say do it in safety net. Government is providing these vulnerable mothers some fund for their safe pregnancy. So we include their unconditional cash transfer and psychosocial stimulation. And we found it is very productive for the child. And also in 2014, we have working with government health sectors, and that is the interventions program was going on with government health sectors. And after that, right now, the program is taken by the government health sector. It is a scale-up program, and we are very happy that government is taking this ECD through their, community-level health workers for the rural children. It is 6 months to 36 months children. And recently, we have some multinational countries project. It is Tanzania, Nepal, and Bangladesh. So we are trying to develop, this inclusive curriculum for the teacher and also for the parents, that everyone can, no one can be, far from the education, and especially the special needed children should be included in the education system. And I will show there. See, oh, sorry, there is one thing I have to say. Okay, so we prepared that child, parent, teacher preschool packages for Bangladesh, Nepal, and Tanzania. And very recently, we had a meeting with government bodies. They came to our office, and they, they are working on the manual to accepting as their main curriculum for preschool syllabus. Okay. So, sorry, it's going wrong way. Okay, this is I want to give quick. There's some significant effects through the psychosocial stimulations. We see that maternal knowledge and depression symptoms is developed. We can go here. Now here we can see this progress education burden of anemia in infancy. We know that lots of people are, children are, suffering for anemia. So we have give the, intervention, and we found that this giving the intervention, this iron correction is there, but the development, child development is not corrected. So we now another clinical project we are running, that we are giving 700 pregnant women in the government setup, the pregnancy level intravenous iron, and we want to see how the result, it is still going on. So the feasibility of childcare, exploring the opportunities and challenges of quality and daycare services in RMG. Recently, our project with UNICEF Bangladesh, we are running 4 projects with UNICEF, and this is exploring the opportunities of challenges of quality of daycare services. Actually, in the daycare service, providers are trained by our technical team. How they take care the daycare's children's, because there the children is coming 6 months up to 5 months, 5 years. So in this crucial moment, how they will take care of them, that their potential development be happened, and that is we are trying to do with a partnership with UNICEF. Then we are also measure the effects of daycares, because according to government sectors, every government sector should have a daycare if there is a 40 or more female workers, and government sector is a very big, large women are working there, so they have the daycare. So we evaluate that what happened after the daycares when these children is going to admitted in school. So we make 2 groups and we evaluate, and we found those go through the daycare, they make better in the school activities. So now bridges gap to integrated ECD to daycare services project is going on, as I told you. Okay, there is some publications that we are doing for our child developments, and this is also, I don't want to take more time here. So we are working all of our projects related to ECD, and during this line is stuck, it's cut. Yes, this is some of our in-country engagement, that inclusive education program. Last week we had the left one, and these are the in governments, and this is with the UNICEF in health sectors we are engaging, and this is some of our engagement in international exposure. That's all. So I think in the panel we will discuss.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for giving me much time.
Thank you so much, SM Malik. Next to follow up with, and this is such a beautiful thing, as we come into the conference, everything that we talk is backed up by the research and the paper that has been published, which is incredible. Up next, I would like to request Mr. Chirasri Ghosh to talk about her experience, and on backstage, we're talking about how the work she has been doing in India and the overall the learning from India, and how that can be replicated to Nepal is what she is willing to talk. So next, the floor will be to Ms. Chirasri Ghosh. Over to you, ma'am.
Good afternoon. I know that this time is not very suitable time to share the experience. After lunch, everybody feel fatigued and sleepy, but I will try to be very short, and I will try to give the perspective of India. Next. If we see next, now Tipuda has already talked about that how brain development take place for the under 6s, and we see that it is the golden opportunity when we can actually change the person's human capital, and if we are not investing on this human capital, we will actually miss the opportunity. Next. These are the international treaty, because I have given this slide because we know that any country, when they sign this kind of international treaties, they are bound to program their program. Because if Nepal is signing the SARC, they are signing the SGD, they are bound to create the program around that. So it is very important that how we are committed toward the international treaties. So if we see India, it has started a journey from 1948 when the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and now the Sustainable Development Goals. And with that Sustainable Development Goals, we know that 5 goals is for the young child. Next. And when we talk about the young child, that a lot of organization is working on education, some are working on care, some on health. But when we talk about the young child need package of services. Without that package of services, we can't say that holistic development can be ensured. And for that package of services, the important is health and hygiene, safety and protection, early learning, community involvement. Because without the community, parents' involvement, we cannot ensure the sustainability of any program. And the nutrition part, we all know that nutrition is an important. This package of services is very important. And within that middle, without care, we cannot ensure, because every services has to be provided through care. And we saw a very good example just before this session, that how the care workers, the teachers were so lovingly, and this kind of bonding is required when we provide any education, nutrition, even the health services, everything we need this kind of care. So care is middle of the everything for the ECD services. Next. And when we talk about the child, when Nepal, I am talking about India, it is divided into different ministry. And when different ministry come up with their own program, and we see that it is divided into 7 ministry, and 7 ministry have their own program, and there is lack of convergence. And the child who needs the package of services, it is getting all the services in the fragmented way. So it is one of the important thing that how we see the child services at an integrated way. And when we go into a very decentralized way, we also see that there is another layer, district, block, panchayat, and OLBs in the urban areas. So when we talk about the child, we have to see that what are the main what are the main component which need for the child. So everyone has to come together to provide those package of services. Next. And these are some of the legal policy commitment which India has done. One is the maternity benefit 2017, which has been amended and which have come up with 6 months of maternity leave. Earlier it was 3 months. It has extended to 6 months. And the creche is another component where there is more than 50 workers. They have to provide creche facilities within the work site. But we know that most of 95% of population in India, women are in informal sector, and they are not able to take those services because they are outside the ambit of the law. And second is the labor laws. Labor laws, there are 8 labor laws which talk about the child creches, but now the new labor code has come, and it talk about not the universalization, but it has also given all the responsibility to employer. So, and there is no compliance system if the employer is not going to open up a child care center within their campus. They are not being penalized. So that is also not been implemented in true spirit. National Food Security Act, which is one of the very good act for India, which has come in 2013. In that, nutrition program has come as a right, but not the holistic right, only the nutrition. And right to education 2009, which has come, then again under 6 has been excluded. Only 6 to 14 year age group are for free and compulsory education. And the young child under 6 is, it has depend upon the state, which is in the directive principle. And national ECC policy 2013 was a very good step by India, which has come up with a very good guidelines, quality benchmark, but we know that it has not implemented its true spirit. But in 2020, new education policy which has come, which is a very good policy, which talked about 3 to 6. Under 3s has been in the preamble, they have mentioned, but in the programming, they have not clearly mentioned what are the things they will be doing. But at least 3 to 8 years they have included, 3 to 6 years they have included within the policy guidelines. Next. And these are the majorly ECC policy. We can just next. These are the quality guidelines. I am not going to read it. Next. Next. Yeah, this is the new education policy. The principle I will not go because everybody knows about it. Next. Some of the initiative in new education policy 2020, they have come up with 2 guidelines. One is Navchetna guidelines, which is for under 3s. They have come up with a module kind of thing, calendar kind of thing, which is a very good activity book. But Navchetna is not where to deliver this Navchetna module. It is on the home setting, not at the creche setup, because the creches is not been universalized in India. It is very limited. More, I think Haryana has come up with the creche policy where we were involved. Karnataka has come some of the budget commitment, but it has not been universalized. And Adharshila is another curriculum designed for 3 to 6, which has been implemented by many of the states. So these are the 2 things which policy intent has converted into the activity book and other things. So it is a good thing when there is a policy, they have to convert it at the programmatic level. Next. ICDS, I think ICDS is, if we talk about in India, ICDS is the only services which gives a package of services for the young child. This is the 6th package of services. Next. In India, this is the latest data, which around 13.99 Anganwadis are operational all over India, and almost 10 crores children are being benefited. So if there is program, flagship program like ICDS in other country, it can actually meet the need of the children. So ICDS is one of the schemes which can be taken up with other countries, which is a good example for us. And they have a comprehensive approach. And next. And they have come up with the digital thing, which is a very good thing that Anganwadi workers has been trained on that, and Anganwadis are given real-time data to the government. So this is the data from the digital portion tracker. So it is a very good thing which has come, and they have been awarded also. Next. And in that whole scenario where mobile creches is there, I will just... Mobile creches has started its journey in 1969 with the package of services, and our major whole focus is trained worker remuneration, because we know worldwide the care workers pre-primary are the lowest paid workers. So unless we pay them and unless they are professionalized, we will not able to give them a proper services to the children. And once the care workers, we have seen that example before this session, that once the care worker is motivated, they are equipped, they are skilled, they will provide a good service to the children. Next. And by now we have reached out 1 million before that, and our whole aim is 2027 we will be reaching to 500,000, 1 million parents, and we have partnership with the 4 states, and we are providing the technical support to the state so that state can scale the creches in other areas. Next. And this is the scale model, I will say, because when we talk about the care part, there are 4 key stakeholders. One is government, one is family, third is market, and fourth is civil society. So how we can create a models around that and which can be scaled, that is the scale journey, but we will always say that public provisioning should be the only method for scale, because if the market is taking over, it will have their own biases. So it is always better that demonstration can be in the other 3 things, and the scale should be with the government with proper, I think, quality control, and there should be an accreditation part, because which is lacking in India. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Just the last one, I just want to end up. Sorry. I'm very sorry for that. Yeah, this is the strategy I was talking about. I think in the panel discussion, I can also talk about what should be the strategy if we want to scale. One is without comprehensive right to ECD, we can't think of any country can come up with a program. And second is higher investment. If we see in India, it is 0.7% of investment, which is very, very less. So if we talk about the children, the most important age group, and where the 90% brain development take place, and if the investment is low, then the whole programming will be very shabby. Third is the whole professionalizing of care cadre, and the package of services which I was talking about, that sectoral convergence is very important if any country want that the child care has to be a best services, and we should reach to the last mile child. And decentralization, unless it is decentralized, it will not able to provide a universalized program with quality. And inclusion, from the morning we are listening that inclusion is a very important part. Within the ECD, we know that if inclusion is taken care in the early years, 70% of there is a chance to be the child in a right shape. And parental involvement and impacting the other issue. We know that climate change, disasters, war, these are all impacting the child, and unless we are within our program integrating these overlapping issues, we will not able to make a holistic program for the child. And last one, yeah. And education, from the morning we are talking, the education is not a preparation for life, it is a life on itself.
John Doe is fantastic. Ma'am, actually, I would love to come and invite you to the chair so that we'll save some time. Now we'll move to the next phase of our agenda, which is more into a panel discussion. Ms. Chirasri Ghosh is already here. I would like to invite SM Mulak Udin Tipu on the stage as well. And I would love to hear some round of applause, if that would be very lovely. I'd also love to invite Dr. Unique Wong to be one of our panelists. And as a fourth panelist, I would like to invite Mr. Ridaya Ullat Azmal. I'm sorry, I'm not pronouncing this name properly, but I apologize for that. So next we'll move into a panel discussion. I know we are a bit behind the time, but we'll try to cover everything that we can, and I'll move to the chair as well. We can again have a round of applause just to get the energy going. Thank you. Again, without any further ado, I would like to invite Dr. Wong to talk about, just introduce yourself first and talk about what you do and why you do what you do, just in terms of like framing it in the context of innovation and education.
Good afternoon, everybody. Okay, I will do, thank you for having me here. I arrived here last night about 11 p.m. So it's good to share my ideas with you guys. I will introduce myself. I am a Taiwanese. I have been in early child education since 1993. And I started my career in early child education as a kindergarten teacher. And for 6-7 years later, I think, well, it's not enough. So I go for a master in the United States. And then I come back to Taiwan and teach at vocational school and then college for another 6-7 years. And then I feel it's not enough again, so I go for the PhD. And then I stayed there for 15 years, and it's all about early child education. And so I teach for several different age groups of students, including I teach an online graduate school class at Kesabantu University every semester. And then that's why I have the chance to be here. And so that's about me. And when you talk about what is the innovation in education, I will say one thing is all the teachers got to know how to ask good questions. And what is good question? To my definition, it should be open-ended questions. So no standard answer. And back to the presenter earlier, say we should have meaningful learning, right? It's not, we are learning something not because we want our kids to know how to count 1 to 10. We want them to know what's the number mean to them. Okay. So another question is, how do I bring all these ideas from different culture to Taiwan? Okay, so I borrow $50 rupee from someone who sat next to me earlier. Okay, when I travel to any country, I collect their currency. Not because I love money, it's because it has a lot story on the currency bill. So I will have a lot to talk to people, to local people, ask her, what is this animal on the $50 bill? Oh, you're Indian, right? I should ask another side. So see, that's how you start a conversation. And then I will start to learn the story of it and the history of it. And when I bring back, and this is the only thing I take home. I usually will go to the bookstore, find a couple storybooks which is written in local language, which I don't understand neither. So I have to study it. But for goodness, we have Google Translate, right? So that's the tool. And then what teacher need to do, I think, is not only ask good question. We are teaching them how to use tool to find their own answer. Okay, so there's a lot we can talk about with this bill. And also we can ask them. So I went to Nepal this summer. Anybody knows where is Nepal? Okay, it's not very familiar with the Taiwan kids. Where is Nepal? They might heard about it, but probably don't know where it's located. Mm-hmm. What kind of language are they using? And the clothing, dressing, the food they eat. So behind that is a lot to talk. And same thing, I will bring my culture to wherever I go to do the exchange. Maybe next stop will be India. maybe. Yeah, so that's how I bring the culture to my hometown. And another thing is when we started to become global, sometime we will appreciate other culture more than our own culture. But that's not a good idea. We should use our mother culture as a foundation and start from there, and then we reach out to other culture. Yeah.
Thank you. I mean, if you want to talk about money and food here, we can do it forever because
yeah,
we have a lovely
so that's
food.
why I asked you, do I have 3 minutes or 3 hours?
Oh, 3 minutes. Thank you. I'd like to go to Mr. Ajmal and again ask the same question. First, to introduce yourself and to talk about the innovation in education and what you do. Again, just to add on that one, why you do what you do. Over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Dahal. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. As we discussed regarding the educational innovation, we have to think about our future generations. Are we preparing students for our past or their future? Are we preparing our students for our past or their future? It is a very critical question. Now, every country has their educational policies and practices, but they focus on their past, but not the future generations' past. As we have here, the future generations, we call them digital natives or screenagers. They don't want to see the books, or they don't want to bring the books, they don't want to open the books. They always wants to get the smart gadgets and wants to scroll the gadgets. So we have to think about the future generations. How can we train them to face the future challenges? It is a very important thing if you are talking about the education, the global practices and the local lessons. I just would like to introduce myself before I start. I'm Hidayatullah Ajmal. I'm from Sri Lanka. I work as a principal and the chairman of few institutions, educational institutions, more than 3 decades. So I got, thank you for giving me this opportunity. In the Sri Lankan context, I just would like to share some thing in this time. After the COVID, it is all over the world, it is a very important, the drastic change time. Especially in the education field, most of the country and most of the people, they were affected in how they continue their studies. Mostly the global context, they introduce many initiatives, especially the smart learning, the digital, the virtual platforms where the students can get access and they can learn their studies. In Sri Lankan context also, the Sri Lankan government, the Ministry of Education, they have introduced the e-Takshala. It is a national e-learning portal. So those who are studying the government curriculum, so they can get access to the e-Takshala. It's a free of charge. So they can download all the materials, textbooks, lessons, and the videos, everything. It is one of the local practice we practice in Sri Lanka. Another practice we have the smart classroom projects and the digital tool. That is also in Sri Lanka we have introduced. Most of the schools, they got the smart boards from the government through the Ministry of Education. And also another initiative we have the practice in Sri Lanka, Guru Gather. The government has 3 channels. So through the government channels, in the evening time, they fixed the time. They conducted most of the sessions. It is free of charge. Normally, in the rural area, they don't have access in the internet access. So through the TV channels, so if they have the television in their home, so it is easy for them to get access and they can learn through the TV channels. That is also one of the initiatives by the government. So another initiative is the school-based teacher development training programs. It's very important. If you are working in the education sector, the continuous professional development, CPD, is very important. So it is now regularized by the government. The government has the projects called the school-based teacher development program. That is also one of the major initiatives in Sri Lanka. There are many. I just want to tell one more initiative only, the 13 years guaranteed education. Normally earlier, it was only the book-oriented education introduced in Sri Lanka. Now, after the lower secondary, the secondary grades, now the Sri Lanka introduced 13-year guaranteed education. It is a skill-based learning. So those who fail in the O-level, GCE, ordinary level exams, so they can enter to the 13-year guaranteed education. After 2-3 years, the practical training, so they will get the job directly. So that is also one of so no one will no one will get fail in the O levels. Everyone will get pass. Those who pass in the O level, they can go for the advanced level. Those who fail in the O level, so they can have another 13-year guaranteed education. They also get the opportunity to continue their higher studies. Thank you.
Lovely. Moving forward, and just to be clear, we Nepali are very hospitable people. We love our guest. But moving forward, I'll be that strict teacher who will time the answer. So I'll be very specific on the time that I'll be allocating. And I'll start with Mr. Tipu. You talk about the work that you do in Bangladesh. And a lot of your work seems to be connected with the health side of education. Can you just walk us through on how education and health, especially in K-12 setting, goes like hand in hand, and what, with your experience, what we as a Nepali, and globally we can learn from Bangladesh. Your time starts now.
Thank you. Actually, inclusive means that health and education both should go hand in hand. And now, if there is a healthy child, so you put him in the schools or anywhere, he or she will perform nice. No? So now the thing is that golden opportunities of the child is first 1,000 days. And after that, if we invest a lot after that, is it work? Actually, everyone we know that development of child development is start from the womb of the mother to till 5 years is 90% development is done. For potentially the brain structures is completed. So we are working in different way in our health projects, how we can confirm the potential development is ensured. So the psychosocial stimulation, as I mentioned in my slides, that's in 1999, our team's head, emeritus scientist Dr. Jena Hamadani, started in ICDDRB the psychosocial stimulation program with the health projects, nutrition, and different projects. And right now in Bangladesh health sector, accept that model, that reach up model, and they included this psychosocial stimulation program through government health sectors with their routine jobs. So you see, health and educations is it is very it goes hand in hand. And right now we are trying to help government to make the preschool syllabus that ensure the inclusivity of the children, that we are prepared two manual, one for teachers and one for parents. And that manual we drafted, and last week I show in the my presentation, last year the government steering committee came to our organization and they appreciated, and it is in the process. So you see this hand in hand is going on. Just 1 minute, I want to say more that, this Nobel laureate James Heckman says that if we invest $1 in early life, that will be ROI, return of investment will be $13. So actually, in general, people don't care the child. They think that child is child, what to do. But these 1,000 opportunities, golden opportunities, should be taken care by the everyone. That's all. So I am trying, and in Bangladesh, I can say that I am a master trainer for psychosocial stimulations. We are using low-cost materials. We train the caregivers and parents how to make low material cost play. So this thing is going on, and there is a lot of things have to done, because many things to be done, but we are doing little bit there.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you. Just a reminder, right after this, I will give the floor to the audience. So if you have any question, please note it down, because this is your session and I want your questions to be answered. I'll go to Ghosh ma'am. Something that you said that really inspired me, and again, the life that you touch with the work, and like the data that you are showing, like 1 million already planning to teach impact 500,000 child. But one other learning that we as a country had right in COVID was the digital divide in the families which has devices, in the location where the internet was better. What challenges do you see happening, like in Nepal, in India, like in Southeast Asia? And like, is there any solution that you or your institution has come up just to reduce this digital divide from the work that you have done?
The digital thing, when there was a COVID, because we run centers, crashes all over 17 states, so it was shut down because the child was not. Then we saw that if they have phone and we can share the messages of the activity, if the parents can do with their child. And it was really a good experiment which we have done during the COVID. And now we have come with the touch and the whole tech-based model for the parenting program. And it has really worked out well. And now we are in a process of working with the governments to scale it up with the health and the ICDS system, because now the whole digitalization is going on. But when we talk about the young child, digitalization will not only work. You have to give a human touch also. So how we can have a blended kind of approach, both tech for the scale and data management, and the touch for the
human touch, bonding, innovations within that. So I think for the innovation, both the thing is done. And secondly, for the innovation, I think we have to be ecosystem approach. Without one approach, without only the child parents, we will not able to make changes. We have to change at all levels, then only the larger level change we have.
Ecosystem. Loved it, loved it. Dr. Wang, I went through your profile. I kind of saw the research that you do, and I think it's very hard to conclude like research because you have been doing it for a very long time. But like right now, if you have to reflect and kind of share, what would be these innovative practices, especially in the early childhood education? Like, is there anything that you would suggest which is like most impactful that you have seen through your work, through your resource that country like Nepal can see and learn?
Okay, sure. Before I jump into that, I want to talk about the teacher's qualification in Taiwan. Before 1985, we only require preschool has 3-year early child education training at vocational school. And after 1985, we extend, we raised the bar. So all the preschool kindergarten teacher got to go to college. In the beginning, it's for 2 years college, then extended to 4. So now even lots of master degree teacher is in the field. So lots of presenters mentioned about the high quality early child education. Well, not just like magic, right? It just happened. So we need a good teacher to start from. So this is how I think this is how we improve ours. Another thing I want to mention is our teacher-student ratio was 1 to 15 since 1993, the first year I jumped into early child education field. But until we worked so hard, protest, talk to governments, talk to whoever we can talk to. Finally, it dropped to 1 to 12 this year. And that will make huge difference in quality too. Because you imagine that 1 to 15, then that's a lot. You need to take care. And nowadays, lots of kids grew their eyes on the division, right? Devices. So it's even harder. Make it even harder to concentrate what teachers are saying, what you want them to follow you. So that did help. That did help. And then, one more thing I think is very important is the teaching pedagogy had changed from teacher-centered to more student-centered, which is back to the meaningful learning. Yeah. Why we are learning numbers? Okay, count 1, 2, 3. I think the AI we have now can do more than that. So we got to train our students, our young kids' brain to do something else, which I think should be critical thinking skills. And that also echo to the previous I mentioned, the teacher need to know how to ask good questions. If you only ask yes or no question, of course their answer will be yes or no. So that is something I think we should to promote. And in Taiwan, I would say, back to my childhood, we are one of the world factories too. So in the situation, while we need kids, what do they need for the future is follow the rules, counting numbers, right? And follow steps. So you don't need to have any thought, any thinking, any ideas, because that's not what the world needs at the time, okay? But then we are changing, we are improving, and now most of the preschool and kindergarten, I will not say all, but most of them are student-centered. So student center or back to meaningful learning or back to, for example, the course demonstration before our panel sections. Those are all good. That's a good start. But how do you extend the course and make those meaningful to them? For example, I think through the translation, they say that they are introducing the fruit, the vegetables, and you can take them to do the field trip to a market to buy some fruit or vegetable. Even advanced, you can discuss with them, what do you want to make? We find the recipe. We quick add the shopping list. Go out and shop. Okay, and also you can relate it to the currency too. Okay, now I give you $100. Ruby, Taiwan dollar, American dollar. That's a huge difference, right? So they will know the difference is there. So you can make those from local to global too.
I think you transitioned me very well. The question that I'm asking to Mr. Ajmal is, given that you have worked such a long time in this school, right? One of the thing that we always talk about is bringing these global practices to your school, your classroom. But actually doing that is not that easy path, right? So just want to learn from your experience and like Sri Lanka as a country, how does this global practices has been translated into the classroom or like everyday classroom, and what is there any strategy that Nepal can learn from Sri Lanka or your school that you do in terms of bringing global knowledge into the local classrooms?
Thank you, Bhushan. Actually, we are talking about the education and the innovations. I think this is if you are not talking about the 21st century skills and the AI or the ChatGPT, Gemini, I think it's not fulfilled this forum. Actually, in our school, I just want to discuss with you or share with you only the 4 initiatives which can be carried by the students or by the school managers or the school leaders. Every school has the IT lab. Normally we use, in our age, the IT lab, the computer lab. But in our school, we changed. We don't have any IT lab. It is converted to the digital podium with the smart classrooms. Every classroom should be a smart classroom with the digital podium where the students can go and study without the teacher, without the books. They will get access to the smart boards. We have already downloaded many applications, many programs, especially each subjects. So if we don't have the teacher, students can go to the classroom. So don't need as the principals or anyone, no need to put any relief teachers. The students can go and open this or switch on the smart board, and they can go to the science subject or the math subject. They can easily study without the teacher. Sometimes the teacher may teach difficulty. And also another concept we introduced, especially we are talking about the early childhood development, ECD. In our school, we introduced the concert, normally end of the early childhood, the kindergarten time. So the schools conduct the concert or some kind of the arts program. In our school, we introduced the e-concert. E-concert means before the ending their program, so we bring them to the garden, we bring them to the beaches, we take them to the parks. So we just give them a space they can enjoy, and they can practice some drama, they can practice some singing songs and all. So we took the video, and after that the students also will sit and they will watch what is going on, how we perform and all with the parents, along with the parents. So they will also get the chance with this the smart the LED screens. Like these screens, so that is called the e-concert. And also we introduced another one. Now we live in the global village or the global city. We don't have any boundaries. Why we stick with our students? You have to be within the boundaries. So we introduced the student exchange program. The last 2 weeks before, we had the student exchange program, the collaboration with the Bangladesh and the Nepal. So the students will get exposure. What are the different culture? They will learn the different culture, different languages, different ethnicity, how they practice their religion, everything. So that is also very much needed for them if you want the students take them to the next level. And also another initiatives I can share with you, the Charity Day. And the beginning of the academic year, we request all the students to keep one till with them to put 5 rupees or 1 rupee or every day. So we put a day in a year. In our school calendar, we have it is declared the norm, but normally it will fall in on the November first week or the second week. We'll ask them to bring their tales to the school. We ask all the students to gather in front of the school, the front yard. So they will open their tales. So they may be collected 10,000 or 5,000, 100,000. The collected amount. So we'll take them to the elders' home or the children's home or any hospitals. So the day we go there and do the cleaning work, and we will donate what they want. This is also good practice. You can practice in your the context. I think this is more than enough. Thank you.
Senator, sounds like a lot of things is connected to our Book Free Friday initiative that we have been doing. I'll be extremely mindful of the time. We have 8 more minutes, so I think we have time for maybe 2 questions from the floor. So please, there you go, lovely. Can we have a microphone, please? I can pick up the second hand right now if someone is willing to share a question.
Namaste and good evening to all. This is Sanju Acharya, one of the private school teacher. I love to call myself as a teacher. Listening to your conversation, it sounds so, as sir already mentioned, there are lots of practices and goosebumps were coming there because it was lovely to hear all the good practices. Beginning was, what is innovation? Art of questioning. I like that. I also believe on so. Similarly, how we prepare our students for our past and for their future, something like that he was highlighting upon. And other like technology and tech and touch blending. I like that, okay? There are lots of takeaways. However, I was, as I am also the teacher where we practice such things, and I was heavily tossed by green school concept in the morning, those 8 factors actually where human values and everything came up. That's why I'm willing to hear what are the major challenges we have been facing throughout the process. Because when we talk about the plan, when we talk about the result and everything, it sounds very nice to hear. But I guess I'm also in the same, what to say, group, let's say, right? That's why there are lots of challenges inside the classroom, outside the classroom, at home with the parents and everything. Because we also, from the very beginning, from grade 1, I want to give you one example. We also have made certain curriculums where we can see like a meaningful education for meaningful life is the motto of our school, where we want all the stakeholders to see everything from the perspective of 12 years. Because when one student comes to my particular institution, starting from grade 1, okay, gradual development to 12, how he or she will be able to make meaningful life through the meaningful education he or she has experienced. So I want to hear from you the challenges that you people have been facing throughout this process.
Lovely. Is that question you want to hear from any specific panelists that we have, or?
I'm very sorry to hear, I don't remember them, from Sri Lanka, representative from Sri Lanka.
There you go, sir. You have a floor.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. she introduced many things, what she experienced. And also, I just want to tell you, as a teacher or as any staff member here, the lifelong learning is very important part. So in Sri Lanka, in our school, we practice the continuous professional development, CPD. As a teacher, now these days, as I mentioned, that we cannot treat the students how we treated by our teachers. It's totally different. Now, what is happening everywhere, normally the Asian countries, if you go there, if we conduct many training programs, if we train many anything, that again, the teacher, if she or he comes to in front of the students, they feel how she or he treated by the teachers. We have to change our mentality, mindsets. So now we are in front of the teachers or the learners. We cannot teach them. We have to facilitate them. So they know more than us, because they are, if we teach them any subjects or anything, so they can open the chat GPT, they can ask the questions. So if we tell 4, they will not, excuse me ma'am, this is 6. So they know more than us. So we have to prepare ourselves to face the children. How can we direct them in the right direction? That is a major part, I think, as a teacher, you have to consider.
Thank you so much. And I absolutely echo your feeling about the goosebump, because I was getting it like throughout the session.
Just one question of tech and touch-based blended you have asked, and what is the challenges we have faced. One of the challenges when we were implementing the parenting program was involvement of fathers, because parenting is a very gendered thing, and it come the responsibility of the mother, and involving fathers was one of the toughest thing which we have been facing. And what we have done, we have customized our program according to their availability, and we have actually appointed a male facilitator from the community. So it has actually changed, game changer, and we have our whole program designed under the weekends, because on the week they were actually going. So weekends, and we have also done some activity which the children were doing. We have asked the fathers to do it. And when they started doing it, they take the interest, and then they start involving, and now there are around 150 fathers who are part of this program. So I thought I should explain.
Lovely, thank you. Any more hands that anyone has any questions that wants to be addressed? Anything absolutely willing to take? Else, yes, absolutely, sir.
Namaste. Me Durga Bahadur Wali Chetri. I am an education practitioner. I have a keen interest in ECD, early education system. But I came here late because I was listening and watching over there. But I don't know. Do you have a structured curriculum for ECD? This is probably all. Yeah. And
yeah,
how do you nurture, as a representative from Sri Lanka, that children have a freedom? Do they have a much freedom? Don't they have a structure, environment or structure, a teacher mentality, and curriculum and so on? For all. It's my humble request to you. Please.
That's a beautiful question. One intervention that I'll be doing is, since you mentioned all, I think I'll give 1 minute to each, and we have to wrap it up. It's like a challenge for the students. So do we start from you, since you have a microphone?
So I think the problem I think we are facing now will be kids are staying for too long, and they are overweighted. So right now, the structure you mentioned, we add that part to our ECE curriculum standards. Required each child, each class got to have 1 hour outdoor activities. Those 1 hour activities should make the kids sweat. not just go outdoor, enjoy the sun. They got to run, they got to jump. So hope they can have the good habit and let's stay healthy.
Very short. What we do, actually, we work with the very smallest children, under 6 children in the creche daycare center, and there are children from 7 months, sometimes 3 months in the construction site to 6 years. So the curriculum designing is for the children for 1 to 3 years and 3 to 6 years, and it is very theme-based playway activity kind of thing, and which we align with the government curriculum, because we can't, government has now come up with the Navchetna module and Adharshila, and we were also part of those committees and we have recommended that. So it is very aligned with, and it has to be play-based, experiential learning based thing. That is one thing, and lot of involvement of the parents is one of our activity, because once the parents involved, they send the children, because in our case, sending the child, the young babies to the creches is one of our biggest challenges, because the trust is one of the issues. So actually involving them is one of the challenge we faced, but once they see the changes on their child, they really very, very appreciate that, and they also contribute in the whole process.
Thank you. I want to answer your question that is there any curriculum? I say yes. There is a curriculum for ECD from 0 to 36 months. We have a structured curriculum in Bangladesh. We adapted it from Jamaica Reach and Learn curriculum, adopted as Bangladeshi cultures, and since 1999 to till date, we are using it. As I mentioned, that this is now spreaded in different arena to ready the people how to ECD program can be run, how they can help the children to get their potential development in the age. It is a age specific games, activities, songs like that. I brought some low-cost materials here. Maybe tomorrow it will be displayed, so more questions we can be answered there. And for Bangladesh, not only Bangladesh, we are doing in a Enrich program. It's multinational national countries program. Nepal also one of the part, Tanzania and Bangladesh. Everywhere we are developing curriculum for preschools, and Bangladesh already developed, and the government, the body is influenced with that, and they are working, and we are saying that let it go from first in the field, we work 2 to 3 years and learn, then we develop it, then you accept or not. But the bureaucracy, as you mean, that they have everything, that is it align with us, is it harmful, we have to see, and all those that. So now it is approved, and we are working on the field with the school teachers and parents to readiness of inclusive education for all children.
Lovely.
And just 1 minute, 1
30
second.
seconds.
30 seconds, okay. That inclusive is not the mean that we bring the children to the school. Because we feel that, okay, physical challenges students we are bringing or we are admitted, it is not inclusive. It is their right. We have to be ensure that every child get their rights. That's all.
Thank you.
I don't want to take much time because our colleagues already, they have given the answer. I just want to tell you, the Sri Lanka, we don't have the general education system, but we don't have any special curriculum for the ECD. The general education system, the curriculum, it starts from the grade 1, the age of 5. The kindergarten or the ECD, it is age 3 plus or 4 plus. Normally in our school, or normally what we practice in Sri Lanka, we focus, there are skills, the cognitive skill, the physical development, the emotional skills, the social interactions. These are the main area which we have covered especially for the ECD students. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Before I forget, the reason this panel could be possible is because of two individuals, and I really want to acknowledge that. Sailendra sir and Meenakshi ma'am, because of you two, this panel was possible. So thank you so much, really appreciate it. But saying that thing, yes, round of applause would be lovely, thank you. But saying that thing, I want to put Sailendra sir on the spot, because I have a question for you, sir. Given your experience, and I'll come back to the panelist as well, you have given me 10 more minutes, 7 more minutes. Given your experience that you have learned from the local kind of lessons that you have learned, is there anything that you think this crowd should take away, like the one lesson that has been very close to you from education framework that you would like to share with us? Any lesson that you have learned? Right now, sir. It's the spot. Like from your experience of the education that you have worked for so long time, what would be one lesson? And I'll come back with the same question because I want one takeaway message for the audience on what could be that one takeaway message from everyone. Sir, I'm sorry I put you on the spot there.
Thank you very much. So something that immediately came in my mind is that if we think about education, let's not limit it on the grade. Education is beyond that, and we all have been discussing in 5 different halls about it, and I think we need to internalize it. And this is something that I always want to, it to be with me, and whenever I am working, I need to think that in center there should not be a grade.
I could not agree more. Thank you.
Thank you.
I will start with ma'am first. Like, what would be one lesson that the crowd should go back home that you think is very important from your experience?
For this conference, what I am taking away, I will say that because one is the collaboration. Without collaboration, we cannot have an enrich answers because there is so many experiences from different countries we can learn. So collaboration is the way if we want to excel ourselves. So one takeaway for me is collaboration should be there. And for the learning thing, I have learned that we have to invest more and more for the teachers, because unless we are investing on teachers, we will not get the right questions. If they are not asking, we will not get right answers from the child.
Absolutely. Ma'am, up to you.
Okay, so one takeaway, right?
Yeah.
So to me, because lots of times students will complain about, okay, all you professors only talk about theory. But no, I'm very practical. That's why I'm here. Actually, I'm learning today a lot. I cannot just pick one. There's a lot I learned. And because I'm still teaching the class for the Kathmandu University graduate school, so I will take all what I learned during the conference, during I stay here, and put it into my class to revise my syllabus.
Those students
Watch
are
our
lucky.
students.
Those students are lucky because they are getting a Nepal's knowledge, which is beautiful. Sir.
Thank you. I will say that we always talk about the rights, but with the rights, we have the responsibilities. Everything starts from home, so our responsibility is to make our home ECD friendly. Then the society will change. Thank you.
Innovation in education is not just about the technology. It is about the mind transformation, I think. I learned here throughout the panelists. So we have to be a lifelong learner. Thank you, other panelists. So I got something from you and the other organizers team. So it can be possible to implement in our context. Thank you.
Thank you. And the feeling is absolutely mutual because, you know, the banner talks about sharing innovation, the shaping the future of learning. If this is not the innovation, if this is not the future, then I don't know what we can talk about, what would be an innovation and future. Sailendra sir gave me 10 extra minutes, which is up now. So I will like to end the session, but extremely grateful for every one of you. Thank you for your wisdom. This is absolutely, absolutely gold. And we will continue the session. And I will have a closing ceremony followed by a whole day session that's going to be tomorrow. Thank you so much. And we will see in the next session. Over to Sailendra sir. Maybe I'll hand over to you. But thank you so much. I'm sorry, we forgot one ritual, which is a group picture. So I think I have to invite you to the stage for one last time. Next time, can I invite you as well, please? Salwa sir.
हामी कार्यक्रमको अन्त्यतिर छौँ अहिले हैन। अर्को हलबाट चाहिँ पार्टिसिपेन्ट्सहरू आउँदै हुनुहुन्छ। उहाँहरूलाई कुरौँ 5 मिनट्स जतिमा आउनुहुन्छ उहाँहरू। र भोलिको कार्यक्रममा हामीले के गर्दैछौँ कतिखेर हुन्छ त्यो जानकारी पनि हामीले दिन्छौँ हजुरलाई हैन। अन्त अघि हजुरले यदि क्युआर को फोटो खिच्नु भएको छ भने त्यहाँ पनि डिटेल हो। तर केही सर म्यामहरूले चाहिँ क्युआर चाहिँ डिस्प्ले भएन भन्ने कुरा गरिराख्नु भएको थियो हैन। त्यसलाई हामी भोलि चाहिँ प्रिन्ट आउट गरेर सकेसम्म हामीले प्रिन्ट आउटलाई चाहिँ एभोइड गर्न खोजेका थियौँ। भोलिको लागि चाहिँ हामीले प्रिन्ट आउट गरेर त्यहाँ चाहिँ हामी पेस्ट गरिदिन्छौँ। र आज अलिक कठिनाइ पनि भएको थियो केही सर म्यामहरूलाई चाहिँ एउटा हलबाट अर्को हल जान। भोलि त्यो पनि सजिलो हुनेछ हजुरहरूलाई हैन। सबैलाई भयो नि त। अरू सर म्यामहरूलाई कुरिराख्दाखेरि चाहिँ अब यो हामी आजको सेसनलाई अगाडि बढाउँ। यो मुख्यतः चाहिँ हामीले हजुरसँग चाहिँ सुन्न खोजिरहेको हो। हजुरलाई कस्तो लाग्यो यसका हजुरको मुख्यलाई हजुरले एकदमै ओपन रूपमा हामीले राखेको छौँ। जस्तो हजुरले आजको एन्टायर सेसनमा चाहे तपाईँहरू यो हलमा मात्रै बसेको पनि हुन सक्नुहुन्छ हैन, अथवा अरू 4वटा हलमा पनि बेला बेलामा चाहिँ गएर त्यहाँ पनि तपाईँले पार्टिसिपेट गरेको हुनसक्छ। जहाँ पार्टिसिपेट गरे पनि हजुरको सिकाइ के रह्यो, हजुरको टेक अवेज के रह्यो, हजुरले नयाँ कुरा के सिक्नुभयो र हजुरका चुनौतीहरू, अब लजिस्टिक चुनौतीहरू त मैले अघि नै सेयर गरिसकेँ हैन। त्यो चाहिँ हामीले त्यसलाई फोकस नगरिकन जस्तो रुम खोज्न गाह्रो भयो अथवा क्युआर चलेन त्यो विषयमा हामीले खासै कुरा गर्नु पर्दैन। मोस्टली चाहिँ कन्टेन्टको बेसमा चाहिँ कुरा गर्दा हुन्छ। I think the translating device is working. If you can just I would just like to request the guest, the translating device is working because we'll be communicating in Nepali right now. If you want to have a translating device, it is just outside. Yep. अथवा कसैले सहयोग गरिदिनु ल भन्नु रश्मि म्यामले त्यहाँ ट्रान्सलेटिङ डिभाइस ल्याइदिनु परेको उहाँलाई त्यहीँबाट ल्याइदिनु चारवटा जति। हजुर कसै अब यसलाई अगाडि बढाउँ होइन सेसनलाई। हजुरहरूलाई केही प्रतिक्रिया कसैलाई केही दिनु छ केही भन्नु छ भने एकदमै ओपन छ होइन। कुनै पनि सेसनको बारेमा जस्तो मैले सिम्पल भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ तपाईँको टेक अवेज के रह्यो अथवा तपाईँले के नयाँ कुरा सिक्नुभयो अथवा तपाईँले के अपेक्षा गरेको चाहिँ तपाईँले पाउनुभयो होइन भन्ने केही छ भने हजुरहरूले चाहिँ सेयर गर्न सक्नुहुनेछ हामीलाई फर्मली क्लोज गर्नुभन्दा अगाडि। अहिले चाहिन्छ होला सर, अहिले चाहिन्छ होला। त्यहाँ पनि चाहिन्छ, त्यहाँ 4वटा दिइदिनु न उहाँहरूलाई। 4वटा ल्याइदिनु न त्यहाँनिर चाहिँ। कसैलाई केही सेयर गर्नु छ सर म्यामहरू? टीएस पौडेल सर, excuse me, Bhushan sir. I think T.S. Paudel sir, you wanted to share something. हजुरले सोध्नु अनि त्यसपछि है हजुरलाई सबैलाई सोध्नु। मलाई पनि अघि भन्नुभएको थियो हजुरले होइन। Sir, he is going to ask you one question.
Namaste. I'm going to ask the same queries to you. how have you or how did you practice or implement green school concept in your nation, Bhutan? You have achieved great things in
thank
your
you.
country. So I would like to request you, please, could you elaborate
Thank,
it? Thank you.
Thank you so much indeed. I'm not so sure as to whether I was able to see you in the audience in the morning, but for the benefit of those of you who might have come later, I would like to share our effort at trying to redeem education from some of the appendages that have weighed it down over the years. Because, as I was saying in the morning, there's so much going on in the world in the name of education. But a lot of that has nothing to do with education. In fact, a lot of it could be very uneducational, or even anti-educational. See, that's why we thought that if a nation has a big vision, the education system of that country ought to be able to measure up to that vision, because it is the most important subsystem of the nation. If you take the whole country as a system, it has so many subsystems, and education is the most important subsystem of any nation in the country. If education succeeds, no nation can fail. But education failing, no nation can succeed. That is my bottom line. See. That is why this conference, the efforts that the city administration and the government as a whole are making is so critical. And what all of you are doing is so very critical. So coming back to your question, sir, how are we implementing, or how did we start implementing this program? What we did was, having understood that the nation's big vision would have to be animated, given life to by the citizens. When we started the academic year in 2009, we brought together about 70 of the finest educators from around the world, educational thought leaders, who joined our own Bhutanese educators. And in the course of about 10 days of very deep retreat and reflection, we came up with this strategy to try and infuse the country's vision of gross national happiness into the overall operation of our education systems. So it was a nationwide educational reform initiative, just as the development vision called gross national happiness is actually an attempt to cultivate a good society. What is a good society? How do we build a good society? What does it take to build a sustainable, wholesome, good society? See? If we have a vision of such a society, then the subsystems should cooperate with that vision, support that vision, take it forward. See? So Education Ministry had to come forward, see, and do its part. Because as I was saying in the morning, we have in the education system the most precious segment of the population, our children, our boys and girls, with big dreams in life, with big aims, big hopes in their life. They want to be leaders in the future. They want to be responsible citizens, members of the society. They would like to play their part in nation building, see. So if we do not bring them together on board and be partners in advancing the big vision, we would be failing. We would not be doing our jobs. So he brought them together. And at that point in time, we had about 600 schools across the country, institutions. We brought the heads of all the institutions in the country together, as well as the deputies. And in the next 2 years, we were able to reach out to all the teachers across the country, brought them on board. So it was actually a nationwide educational reform initiative. And we prepared materials, trained our facilitators, but most of all, it was a holistic, nationwide approach. We did not prepare a specific or specialized curriculum for advancing My Green School. We had to infuse the ideas of My Green School, the 8 elements and more, as I presented in the morning, across the curriculum to make meaning, to make learning more meaningful. After all, what is learning? What is teaching? Teaching is enabling young people to make meaning. And young people learning should also be able to discover meaning in what they learn. Otherwise, it becomes a very mechanical, routinized, dreary experience. So this is how we did, sir. I hope I more than responded to your question.
Yeah.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, thank you.
You also wanted to share something in short?
It was, but I think now it's time to go home.
Yeah.
I think the moon is up. So before the moon goes down, you have to go home.
Yes.
But yes, I had wanted in the course of the last panel to share my reflections on what has been mentioned several times in the course of today's proceedings. That is the curriculum. For me, the curriculum is the soul of the whole education system. S-O-U-L. Education is the soul, curriculum is the soul of the whole educational mission. Because in the curriculum, we put or we invest the country's and the people's finest dreams, the finest dreams of our country, the most cherished hopes of our people, the citizens' dreams, the hopes, our worldview, our beliefs, our values, our outlook, what we believe the country to turn out to be in the futures, and what role our young people would have in that futures. So what do we hope for the country's future? What do we dream of the country's future? What dreams do we have for our children and the children's children and the children's children? So the curriculum ought to be able to enshrine the country's and the people's hopes and dreams and long-term yearnings, our aspirations in it. We can't put everything in the curriculum. We can do only so much because there's only so much time and no more, see. So the best thoughts of humanity, the best values of the country, the finest aspirations of the people, see, that is what ought to go into the curriculum. And the curriculum is not something out there, see. The curriculum is something that we need to imbibe. If I'm a curriculum builder, if I'm a curriculum administrator, if I'm somebody delivering the curriculum, such as the educators, I have to embody that curriculum. I'm not only teaching the curriculum, but I am the curriculum as a teacher. See? So teachers do many things. But of the many things that teachers do, there are two things. Teachers teach what they know, see. And what they know could be history. What they know could be chemistry. What they know could be mathematics or IT or music or language, literature, biology, physics, technology. See. So these are things that we would know. See. Teachers know. See. Geography. See. So teachers do two things. The first one, teachers teach what they know. See. And what they know may be in the curriculum. See. What they know may be in the library. What they know may be in on the mobile phone, see, or on the net. Chat GPT, AI could very well deliver what we know, see. And the students could learn what we know on their own without our help, see. They're so savvy, see, tech savvy these days, as our colleague from Sri Lanka was saying, see. Some children could pick up what we know very easily, independent of us. So what we know could age over time, see. But the second very important function that teachers perform is we share who we are. We teach what we know, but more importantly, we teach who we are. And who we are is not in the syllabus. Who we are is not in the library. Who we are is not in the book, nor in your mobile phone, see. Who we are is who we are, educators. Our upbringing, our training, our education, but more importantly, our values. What do we believe education to be, see? What do I think my role is? As an educator, as a teacher, what do I believe education to be? See? A lot of our educators around the world, not only in our part of the world, they have no beliefs. They go on from day to day as a matter of duty. Sir. But education is such a powerful instrument of human and societal flourishing. See? And we ought to have certain beliefs about education. What do I believe the classroom to be?
Sir, for this, I think now we have to shorten it a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
You mean stop?
No, we have to wrap.
All right.
Yeah.
Wrapping up. So,
Yeah.
so, teachers, as I was going to say, teachers have to embody those values. Teachers have to embody that knowledge packed in the different subjects and share that. And what teachers, who they are, we do not speak about. We do not teach who we are. In fact, by statements or through the boards or through the PowerPoint presentation. What we know, we show. We show by the way we conduct ourselves, by the way we present ourselves, by the way we talk with the children, with the parents of the children, by the way we relate to the community, by the way we relate to the institution, by the way we relate to others. How do we conduct ourselves? Children see it immediately. See. They will not pay much attention to the mouth that speaks, but they look at the eyes. Does the teacher carry conviction? Is the teacher sincere? See? They'll be able to make out very easily. So, what do we represent? Our values, our beliefs, our principles, our convictions, our philosophy, our worldview, our character, our integrity. These are very important part of the curriculum, see. And children see these immediately. And these are much more valuable lessons for them than all the teaching that we do through an external curriculum. See. Sorry, sir. Yes, thank you.
थ्याङ्क यू हामी अब कार्यक्रमको अन्त्यमा छौँ थ्याङ्क यू भेरी मच टिएस पौडेल सर फर मोटिभेटिङ यहाँ ठ्याक्कै यो उहाँको कुरालाई नै जोड्दै आजको म सबै सेसनमा चाहिँ फुल्ली चाहिँ बस्न पाइनँ तर ग्लिम्स चाहिँ मैले सबै सेसनको चाहिँ मैले लिइरहेको थिएँ होइन, सबै सेसनको केही न केही मैले लिइरहेको थिएँ। र लास्टमा चाहिँ टिएस पौडेल सरले पनि त्यो कुरा ल्याउनु पऱ्यो, योभन्दा अगाडि प्यानलले पनि ल्याएको थियो। र हाम्रो यो बुक फ्री फ्राइडे भन्ने प्रोग्राम चाहिँ सबभन्दा पहिलो इनोभेसन चाहिँ काठमाडौँ महानगरपालिकामा शिक्षा विभागमा हामीले ल्याएको चाहिँ बुक फ्री फ्राइडे भन्ने प्रोग्राम हो। यो प्रोग्राम ल्याउँदाखेरि चाहिँ एउटा 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 समूहबाट र अहिले पनि एउटा ग्रुपबाट भनौँ, उहाँहरूको बुझाइ चाहिँ के छ भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ जुन इनोभेसन हामीले ल्याउन खोज्यो त्यो इनोभेसनले चाहिँ विद्यार्थीको सिकाइलाई चाहिँ यसले चाहिँ सपोर्ट गर्दैन। किनभने यसले चाहिँ तपाईँलाई चाहिँ जुन एउटा क्रेडिट आवर छ, जुन एउटा कोर्समा पढाएको किताब छ, जुन च्याप्टर कम्प्लिट गर्नै पर्छ होइन भन्ने जुन एउटा चाहिँ हामी भनौँ त्यो गर्नै पर्छ जुन कुरा चाहिँ हामी त्यसले चाहिँ रिजल्ट ल्याओस् नल्याओस् क्या हामीले गर्नै पर्छ भन्ने जुन एउटा छ त्योभन्दा बियोन्ड नउठेको र त्यस्तो नउठ्दाखेरि चाहिँ यसले चाहिँ एजुकेसनमा चाहिँ ट्रान्सफर्मेसन ल्याउँदैन। हामीले रूपान्तरणको कुरा गरेर आएको छौँ होइन। रूपान्तरणको कुरा गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ हामीले जति कुरा पहिला सिकेको छौँ 25 वर्ष अगाडि 30 वर्ष अगाडि र त्यो सिकेर चाहिँ हामी चाहिँ विज्ञ भयौँ होइन। र त्यो विज्ञतालाई मात्रै हामीले आज 25 वर्षसम्म पनि त्यसलाई नै हामीले चाहिँ म विज्ञ भएँ, म फलानु, म प्रिन्सिपल भएँ, म यो भएँ, म टिचर भएँ होइन, म आरटी रिसोर्स टिचर भएँ, म बिनी भएँ, म शिक्षा अधिकारी भएँ, म योजना आयोगको सदस्य भएँ, अथवा मैले हाम्रो एक्जाम्पल दिँदाखेरि र योभन्दा बियोन्ड म विविध अब विभागमा मन्त्रालयमा भयो भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ त्यो जुन जति कुरा 25 वर्ष अगाडि सिकेको त्यति कुरालाई सिकेर त्यति मात्रै त्यसले मात्रै चाहिँ सम्पूर्ण रूपान्तरण गर्छ भनेर चाहिँ हामीले रटान लगाउने र त्यसले फेरि यथार्थमा चाहिँ त्यसले चाहिँ परिवर्तन चाहिँ नगरिराख्दाखेरि चाहिँ हामीले केही फरक तरिकाले चाहिँ सोच्नुपर्छ भन्ने कुरा खास मैले ठ्याक्क मैले अहिले सरले भनेको कुरालाई पनि हेर्दाखेरि चाहिँ हामीले ल अघि प्रश्न चाहिँ के थियो भन्दाखेरि मैले ठ्याक्क टिएस पौडेल सरकै क्लोजिङलाई मैलेलाई व्याख्या त गर्न सक्दिनँ होइन, तर मेरो बुझाइ मैले सेयर गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ साँच्चै कसरी चाहिँ ग्रिन स्कुलको अवधारणा कसरी आयो त भुटानमा भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ जुन अघि एकजना सरले सोध्दै हुन्थ्यो मैले उहाँलाई देखिनँ अहिले यसको चाहिँ अवधारणा कसरी आयो, कसरी चाहिँ त्यसको भिजन के थियो, त्यसको पोलिसी के भयो, त्यसको इम्प्लिमेन्टेसन डकुमेन्ट के भयो, फ्रेमवर्क के भयो होइन। आज यो भिजन आज यो त डकुमेन्ट त अघि देखियो त्यहाँ, तर खासमा इम्प्लिमेन्टेसन कसरी भयो भन्ने कुराहरूमा र योभन्दा अगाडि श्रीलङ्का, इन्डिया, बङ्गलादेशबाट, ताइवानबाट होइन र हाम्रो अरू नेपाली स्पिकरहरू र विविध रूपमा चाहिँ डिस्कस गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ यो भएको करिकुलमलाई मात्रै हामीले चाहिँ त्यो करिकुलमले जस्टिफाई गरोस् नगरोस् होइन, त्यसले हामीलाई चाहिँ एन्सर दियोस् नदियोस्, उत्तर दियोस् नदियोस् होइन, त्यसलाई मात्रै हामीले समातेर होइन, त्यो पद्धतिलाई मात्रै समातेर होइन हामीले गएर कक्षा कोठामा बोलिरहेछौँ, हामीले भट्याइरहेछौँ, विद्यार्थी फेल भइरहेछन् होइन, हामी चाहिँ के भन्छ भने सेलिब्रिटी टिचर भइरहेछौँ, हामी सेलिब्रिटी विज्ञ भइरहेछौँ होइन। हाम्रो स्कुलमा चाहिँ तपाईँलाई 70%, 60%, 50% विद्यार्थी फेल छन् होइन। विद्यार्थीलाई चाहिँ फेल पास हुन सकिरहेनन्। बेसिक न्युमेरेसी लिटरेसी चाहिँ हाम्रै अध्ययनले दिएको चाहिँ तपाईँलाई चाहिँ मैले 5वटा अरू पालिकामा चाहिँ म र अरू टिमहरूले चाहिँ अध्ययन गरे अनुसार चाहिँ बेसिक न्युमेरेसी लिटरेसीमा चाहिँ तपाईँलाई चाहिँ 25% भन्दा 25% विद्यार्थीलाई मात्रै कक्षा 1 देखि कक्षा 8सम्म चाहिँ भागा गर्न आउँछ, लेस देन 25%लाई कन्सेप्चुअली। यो रिसर्च नै हो 5वटा पालिकामा, नगरपालिका, गाउँपालिका, उपमहानगरपालिकामा हामीले स्याम्पलिङ गरेको त्यो चाहिँ हामीले काठमाडौँमा गर्न चाहिँ गरेका छैनौँ है। त्यो गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ हामीले के पायौँ भन्दा चाहिँ विद्यार्थीले रटेर चाहिँ पास चाहिँ भइरहेछन् तर कन्सेप्ट छैन विद्यार्थीसँग, र त्यसको असर चाहिँ तपाईँलाई पछि गएर जाँदाखेरि जब कि हामीले चाहिँ इसिडीमै हामीले चाहिँ इसिडी नै हामीले 4 वर्ष स्कुलमा पढाइरहेको हुन्छौँ हामीले होइन। र हाम्रो एसडिजी 4ले पनि के भनिरहेको छ भने न्युमेरेसी लिटरेसीकै कुरालाई चाहिँ फोकस गरिरहेछ। भने चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ यहाँनिर चाहिँ एउटा कुरा चाहिँ मैले आजको टेक अवे अघि मलाई भूषण सरले टेक अवे के लानुहुन्छ भन्ने कुरा गर्दाखेरि मैले सबैको समग्रमा एउटा टेक अवे लान खोज्दाखेरि चाहिँ यो खालि त्यो परम्परागत सोचलाई मात्रै हामीले संस्थागत गरेर यही हो नियम, यही हो रुल होइन, र यो नियमले हामीलाई चाहिँ भनौँ न 10 वर्षसम्म कहीँ पुगाएको छैन भने 11 वर्ष 12 वर्षमा पुगाउँछ भन्ने चाहिँ ग्यारेन्टी चाहिँ छैन। भने चाहिँ हामीले आफूलाई पनि रूपान्तरण गर्नु पर्यो, आफूले पनि सिक्नु पर्यो, आफ्नो सोचमा पनि परिवर्तन ल्याउनु पर्यो र अन्तिममा चाहिँ एउटा कुरा के थियो कोलाबोरेसनमा सहकार्यमा चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ रूपान्तरण गर्न सक्छौँ भन्ने कुरालाई चाहिँ आज मेसेज दिन खोजेको जस्तो मलाई लागेको छ। त्यो अरू पनि धेरै महत्त्वपूर्ण मेसेजहरू छन्, तपाईँहरूलाई इमेलको माध्यमबाट तपाईँले फिडब्याक भर्न सक्नुहुन्छ र भोलि चाहिँ तपाईँहरूसँग चाहिँ प्रत्यक्ष फिडब्याक हामीले लिन्छौँ। आज समयले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ हामीले 1 घन्टा आज चाहिँ फर्मली हाम्रो चाहिँ ढिलो सुरु भए पनि हामी आधी घन्टा चाहिँ हामीले एक्स्ट्रा टाइम लिएर ऱ्याप गर्दैछौँ। भोलिको म सेयर गरिदिन्छु हजुरलाई। भोलि चाहिँ हाम्रो आज चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ पब्लिक एजुकेसन सिस्टमलाई चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ पब्लिक एजुकेसन सिस्टमको इम्पोर्टेन्सको विषयलाई चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ स्टार्ट गरेर हामीले काठमाडौँ महानगरपालिका त्यहाँबाट चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ हाम्रो चाहिँ सङ्घबाट होइन हाम्रो अबको लेभलमा सङ्घीय सरकारको सोचबाट होइन नेसनल प्लानिङ कमिसनमा पहिला इङ्गेज भइसक्नु भएको उषा म्यामले सेयर गर्नुभयो। त्यसपछि भुटानको हामीले चाहिँ ग्रिन स्कुलको कन्सेप्टबाट सुरु गरेर हामीले डिफ्रेन्ट प्यानलहरूलाई हामीले आज चाहिँ एन्टर गऱ्यौँ, जहाँ चाहिँ हामीले पोलिसीका कुरा, एससीएसपीलाई लोकलाइज गर्ने कुरा, ग्रिन स्कुलका कुरा, त्यसपछि हामीले चाहिँ इनोभेसन्सको माध्यमबाट हामीले कसरी पढाउन सक्छौँ भनेर चाहिँ इसिडीको कुरा होस् अथवा सेकेन्डरी लेभलको त्यो चाहिँ हामीले डेमोन्स्ट्रेसन गरेर, त्यसपछि हामीले स्पेसल एजुकेसनमा हामीले चाहिँ जुन हाम्रो इन्टेलेक्चुअल डिसअर्डर होइन मा चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ त्यहाँ डिजेबिलिटी एन्ड डिसअर्डर सम्बन्धी चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ के कति काम गर्नु के छ त्यसको च्यालेन्जेसहरू, कुन कुन एरियामा हामीले काम गर्नुपर्छ भन्ने डिस्कसन गऱ्यो। त्यो सँगसँगै हामीले चाहिँ इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर एसेसमेन्टको बेसमा मात्रै हामीले चाहिँ इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर बिल्ड गर्ने कुरा हामीले डिस्कस गऱ्यौँ भने भोलिको किनोट चाहिँ पब्लिक एजुकेसन सिस्टमभन्दा अझै बियोन्ड गरेर चाहिँ होइन एन्टायर एजुकेसन सिस्टममा चाहिँ नेपालको ल्यान्डस्केप चाहिँ ग्लोबल पोजिसनिङमा के छ भनेर दुईजना प्रोफेसरले, डक्टर अमृत थापा उहाँ चाहिँ पेन स्टेट युनिभर्सिटीबाट हुनुहुन्छ होइन, र अर्को चाहिँ तपाईँलाई चाहिँ युनिभर्सिटी अफ ब्रिटिस कोलम्बिया चाहिँ डक्टर पासाङ याङजीले चाहिँ सेयर गर्नुहुन्छ। त्यसपछि हाम्रो 5वटा हलमा डिफ्रेन्ट सेसन्सहरू छन् होइन। त्यसमा चाहिँ तपाईँलाई यहाँ चाहिँ हामीले इनोभेटिभ पेडागोजीको विषयमा हामीले प्यानल गर्दैछौँ। त्यसपछि चाहिँ डिजेबिलिटिज एन्ड इन्क्लुजन एजुकेसनमा चाहिँ अर्ली स्क्रिनिङको महत्त्व र मोस्टली इसिडीसँग आबद्ध शिक्षकहरूको चाहिँ महत्त्व, क्यापासिटी बिल्डिङसँग सम्बन्धित छ त्यहाँनिर, र त्यहाँसँग चाहिँ बच्चासँग पनि त्यो चाहिँ सम्बन्धित छ। त्यो प्यानल डिस्कसन महत्त्वपूर्ण छ। प्यान्डेमिकको लर्निङ, त्यसपछि चाहिँ हाम्रो इलेक्टिभ सब्जेक्ट सम्बन्धी चाहिँ हाम्रो के कति चाहिँ हाम्रो अवधारणाहरू छन्, के कति निर्देशिकाहरू छन् होइन, के कति चाहिँ करिकुलम बनेको छ र प्र्याक्टिसमा के भइरहेको छ र किन भइरहेको छ भनेर छोटो डिस्कसन हुन्छ भने, अर्को चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ जो चाहिँ तपाईँलाई चाहिँ स्पेसल निड भएका बच्चाहरू छन् उहाँको चाहिँ टिचिङ लर्निङ इभ्यालुएसन सपोर्टमा हामीले चाहिँ के कति रोल गर्नुपर्छ त्यो विषयमा छ भने, फ्युचर अफ एजुकेसनलाई एन्भिजन गर्दै होइन हामीले लिटरेसी र न्युमेरेसी स्किलमा चाहिँ हाम्रो के छ यथार्थ त्यो विषयमा चाहिँ हामीले कुरा गर्छौँ। मिड डे मिल र चाइल्ड डेभलपमेन्ट न्युट्रिसन सम्बन्धी हामीले डिस्कस गर्छौँ होइन। सो यो सम्बन्धी चाहिँ हाम्रो भोलि डिस्कसनहरू छन्। भोलिको चाहिँ हलमा चाहिँ सबै हलमा 5 बजीसम्म कार्यक्रम हुँदैन, कुनै हलमा चाहिँ तपाईँलाई चाहिँ एउटा एक्स्ट्रा सेसन छ होइन, प्यारल सेसन चाहिँ, र मोस्ट भोलिको ओपनिङ पनि यही रुममा हुन्छ, क्लोजिङ पनि यही हुन्छ, र धेरै जसो हलमा चाहिँ एउटा अथवा 2टा सेसन होइन, म्याक्सिमम हाम्रो चाहिँ 3टा भन्दा बढी प्यारल सेसन चाहिँ भोलि होल डे हुँदैन। यो पनि मैले हजुरहरूलाई जानकारी गराएँ। र भोलिको लर्निङको लागि हजुरहरू आउनु होला होइन, आफ्नो इनपुट दिनु होला, र भोलि हजुरहरूसँग पनि हाम्रो चाहिँ 2 वे कम्युनिकेसन हुने चाहिँ हाम्रो 2टा सेसन छ, जहाँ चाहिँ हामीले तपाईँहरूसँगै कम्युनिकेट गर्ने, तपाईँहरूको इनपुट लिने। हुन त सानो हलमा चाहिँ हजुरहरूले सायद धेरै पार्टिसिपेट गर्न पाउनु भएको होला, र एउटा कुरा मैले यहाँ के सेयर गर्न चाहेँ भने हजुरको पार्टिसिपेसन चाहिँ एकदमै इम्पोर्टेन्ट छ। किन भोलिको दिनमा चाहिँ यो हामीले यो डकुमेन्टले भोलि कति रोल प्ले गर्न सक्छ भन्ने ग्यारेन्टी त आज यहाँ उभिएर गर्न सकिँदैन, तर हाम्रो जति पनि लर्निङ छ त्यो चाहिँ भिडियो लर्निङ र यसको सँगसँगै रिपोर्ट बनाएर चाहिँ हामीले सङ्घ, प्रदेश र हाम्रो काठमाडौँ महानगरपालिकामा पनि हामीले चाहिँ प्रमुख प्रशासकीय अधिकृतज्यूकै नेतृत्वमा उहाँलाई चाहिँ हामीले यो चाहिँ सब्मिट गर्छौँ, र यसमा चाहिँ तपाईँको भोइस आउनु जरुरी छ। त्यसले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ आफूलाई इन्ट्रेस्ट लागेको एरियाहरूमा कति कुरा सम्झिन सकिँदैन होला, कति कुरा हामीले चाहिँ आज हाम्रो वेब पेजमा पनि यो भोलिको सेसन र आजको सेसनको स्केड्युल राखिदिन्छौँ होइन, फेसबुक पेजमा, त्यहाँबाट नै हेर्न सकिन्छ। र भोलि शनिबार भए पनि यो लर्निङको लागि चाहिँ हजुरहरू आउनु होला। यसले चाहिँ हाम्रो आगामी नीति, कार्यक्रम, बजेटलाई पनि यसले चाहिँ असर पार्छ। त्यो चाहिँ मैले हजुरलाई सेयर गर्न चाहेँ, र आजको लागि चाहिँ धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद भन्दै मैले सबै सर म्यामहरूलाई यहीँबाट थ्याङ्क यू भन्न चाहन्छु। भोलि एक्ज्याक्टली 9 बजे हामी सुरु गर्छौँ। हजुरहरू 8 बजेबाट हाम्रो यहाँनिर चाहिँ स्न्याक्स हुन्छ, 8 बजे आउनु होला, र हामीले चाहिँ मोटामोटी हामीले चाहिँ 8:50 अथवा 8:55 ढिलोमा 8:50तिर चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ तपाईँलाई चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ स्न्याक्स सर्भ गर्न चाहिँ बन्द गर्छौँ होइन। सो त्यो भएको हुनाले आज त्यसले गर्दा पनि अलिकति ढिलो भयो। मैले यो जानकारी हजुरहरूलाई आज लजिस्टिक जानकारी पनि गराइदिएँ होइन। त्यसले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ भोलि हजुरहरू चाहिँ 9 बजे नै हामी कार्यक्रम सुरु गर्ने गरी चाहिँ हामी चाहिँ रेडी हुन्छौँ, र हजुरहरूले यसलाई सपोर्ट गरिदिनु भयो भने मात्र यो सम्भव हुन्छ, नभए यो सम्भव हुँदैन होइन। सो हजुरहरू पनि टाइममा सबैजना आइदिनु होला। आज पनि धेरैजना टाइममा आउनुभएको थियो, त्यही पनि हामी केही ढिलो भयो, त्यसको लागि क्षमा माग्दै आजको कार्यक्रमलाई सफल बनाउनु भएको र हजुरले जुन नलेज दिनुभयो त्यो नलेज दिएकोमा चाहिँ हजुरहरू सबैप्रति ग्रेटिट्युड दिँदै भोलि फेरि भेटौँ भन्दै कार्यक्रम समापन गर्छु। धन्यवाद।